Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Coterie.
Cause I heard Coterie board, but not charcuterie.
Yeah, it's a charcuterie board. I'm pretty sure.
I wouldn't even say we are a Coterie.
We do not share the same taste.
Oh, the fans share listen to us.
What's
up, you Coterie of chrysanthemums? Welcome back to this episode of the JWP podcast. I'm joined with these two knuckleheads, Deven and Gabe.
I want to replay what you just said.
No, I think we're good. I think the fans can replay what I just said. That's what I think.
I think the editor can play back what you said.
Editor, play back. We haven't done that in a while. The
editor doing something?
Yeah, editor doing something. That was like a whole category last year. Yeah, and then now it's just like it's a thing of the past.
We have cameras now.
Yeah,
they can actually see.
We can
stuff.
email and do whatever we want. I'm like, Tyler, do the grading. Tyler be like,
I'm like,
too easy, man.
Yeah, I look, you missed that. What up?
I mean, one thing, because I've been going back and rewatching some episodes for side project I won't talk about, but I've been going back and watching some old episodes, and I just noticed, all in all, we kind of changed how we used to do it. We're not the same we used to be, at least later in like the latter half of season 1, and then season 2 we're definitely not the same. We're like a completely different thing here. So yeah, I say it's probably why we don't do the throw up anymore. We don't do the same things.
Content, yeah.
Which, you know, it happens. You evolve over time with your content that you make.
Yeah.
Because we haven't done a hypothetical at all. That's what we used to.
I guess one would say like the Piece DnD is just a long hypothetical.
I don't think it
yeah, no one's saying that.
Gabe said that. He's like the reason why I like y'all is because you're hypotheticals, and that's why I think this has potential.
Yeah, he says it has potential.
Yeah. I don't think that's what he said at all either. He said
he
said the reason he liked the reason he liked the podcast is because of the hypotheticals, because it was something other podcasts weren't doing. So he said, therefore, if the Piece DnD does something that he doesn't see other DnDs doing, then he would be interested.
I see.
I'm just saying. I know you got me.
Does he? I mean, it's up to you, Oda 2.0.
Yeah, that is my name. Don't wear it out.
You guys didn't even reply to him.
I
saw him a reply.
Yeah, I read it.
You left him on red.
I did not leave him on red.
He doesn't know you liked it.
I liked it.
Asked for a response. He gave me the response. I'm like, cool.
Valid.
That was cool. Yeah. I had no reason to respond.
I'm not gonna be like,
you give me your response. They're like, all right, listen here, Bucko. No, I heard what I needed.
Yeah, I think it's going pretty well though.
The D&D.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the kind of where we're going, because we're kind of like doing like everyone's doing their own things, kind of in a way, and it's really interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, I love it.
I guess we can't say much because it's gonna come out way after this episode.
Yeah,
I think it's fine. I think maybe, I mean, I don't know.
Just don't go into specifics.
I can assume that, I can't even assume. I want to presume that us talking, by us I mean Deven and Eduardo, talking about your D&D campaign before the episode came out, maybe gave them some hype for it. So maybe you talking about it does give them something to look forward to, because if you say something that sounds fun or interesting, they would want to watch it and see what happens. Because I think Deven and Eduardo explaining the whole like marine situation maybe got people to be like, hey, I want to see what's happening there.
Yeah, potentially.
I want to see the full context.
I agree.
Because they do better than I presumed they would do.
Yeah,
dude, we were talking about that. I literally thought it wasn't going to get above 50. Because like we have less than 50 subscribers, so I was like, yeah, it would make sense for us to get like at least 50, but I wouldn't expect it to be something big because it is something like new content. New content doesn't do as well usually as the normal content. But it blew up that first week. And that's why like I'm so happy, and it makes me more excited to like produce more episodes and then like edit them, and it gives me motivation to get through them, you know?
Yeah, it's pushing 200 now, and that's sort of the reason why I want to help you start writing it, but I can't since I'm a character. Yeah. It's something that I actually want to help you write. But it's fine. I'll help you write other stuff.
Yeah.
Other aspects of the D&D campaign.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'm really excited because at the end of the can I say third episode? I guess I can. Third episode, something happens, and that got me super excited for like the next episode and what's to come. Because I'm not gonna lie, in the second episode, things got kind of tedious. I'm not gonna lie, it got kind of tedious, just like sitting there and like oh my god, y'all kept doing the same thing. Like you kept, I don't want to get into specifics, but like, y'all kept doing the same thing over and over. I was like, dog, it's not gonna work.
It was a joint effort of it was a joint effort of us. It was a combination of Jose trying to be the comedic relief.
Yeah.
me and Ash wanting a certain event to happen to take place, and you just not budging.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna budge, dog. Just go on. Just leave it alone.
It would be interesting if something did happen, but it's fine. I'll trust the process, but it was a lot. It was a lot.
I mean, all of the content we make is fabulous, and I love every bit of it. However, not everything's gonna be interesting. There's gonna be downtimes, especially because of the way that we play. Sometimes it's gonna be down.
I just wanted a certain event to happen. It would be cool if a little lore drop happened. It just never did. And I was forced to watch.
I mean, honestly, this episode's gonna come out after episode 2. What lore drop did you want from episode 2?
I wanted the hint at Gretel, bro. That's all I want.
Dog, you're not.
I want Gretel.
God. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? That's so dumb.
Why would you put the bakery shop there then? We're arguing about something they have no clue.
They don't even know what's going on. Just trust the process.
You're pulling an Oda, bro.
Episode 2 is out already.
Well, that doesn't happen in episode 2. That's like a late game type thing.
I'm gonna keep it back with you right now. You're acting like Oda right now.
I am Oda 2.0.
No, Oda.
Don't say Oda whatever. Don't say Oda whatever. He would.
I want you to be better than Oda, Tyler. When you hint at something, I want it to be actually matter.
All right, when I become the #1 best-selling, what is it? Book series?
Comic?
Is it comic?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I become the #1 best-selling comic, then you can get what you want, Devin.
Whatever. But
until that day, though, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. But it's gone. I'm still having fun regardless. I'm in my depressing arc right now.
You are
in the One Piece story. I'm down bad. I'm down bad right now, but you'll see me up.
Episode 4 is gonna be really fun though.
You know Jolene? That's me.
No, episode 4 is gonna be really fun. I know it will be.
Jailhouse arc.
Just basically just taking the place of your deity pressure, what you used to do, because this is like your new writing project.
Yeah, for now. I do, when I graduate, I do want to start getting back into that. Because I think...
You do both?
Yeah. I'm already on the 3rd island writing. And we're still on Island 1. So it's like, even like now, currently we're on Island 1. And I don't think we're going to be done for at least 2 more episodes. So then that's...
How many islands is it supposed to be?
However many it's gonna be.
It's One Piece, bro.
It's gonna keep going till I don't know. They find the One Piece. That's
how many islands are there even been shown for the Straw Hat crew?
A lot.
Like 7?
If you're talking about like starting Grand Line.
Yeah.
I mean, you got. You have the
Whiskey Peak.
Whiskey Peak. You also have.
Did they go there?
Long Island. Is it Long Island? And then you have Skypiea, Long Ring Island, Skypiea. You have the one that
Alabasta.
Yeah,
Gaimon,
Alabasta.
was it Gaimon? The one that Gaimon was on.
Which one?
The one that Gaimon was the guy in the treasure chest.
That's like that's
pre. Is it East Blue?
Yeah, it's East Blue. But you also got Drum Island, Alabasta.
Yeah. Drum Island, Alabasta. So that's 5. You have Impel Down, Ennie's Lobby, Marineford.
I was gonna say, like, once you get to like Water 7 though, it like takes longer to leave the island. I think that's when the number starts going down. Like between 62.
Well, I would say Marineford because Luffy went Amazon Lily, Impel Down, Amazon Lily, Impel Down, Marineford.
I think the number is around 10.
They're there for like 50.
Relative to like Water 7. Water 7 was a long arc.
Yeah, so are like all the arcs almost.
Yeah.
And then like
they're on Alabasta for quite a while.
Saba Odi too. So I think that's like what 10 so far. And then you get to like Time Skip. And then you got like Fishman Island. Was it Fishman Island?
Okay.
Punk Hazard.
Yeah, Punk Hazard.
Fishman Island, Whole Cake. No, you're fucking them out. I'm trying to go in order. Fishman Island, Punk Hazard, Dressrosa, Whole Cake, Zal, Lovely, and you also have Marie Joie.
I wouldn't count Lovely. Do they go to Lovely or is that just shown?
It is shown. Is that just the Straw Hats?
The Straw Hats have been
too.
Yeah, as we said.
Okay, my bad. And then
Wano,
and then Egg Island.
Who? Egg Island?
Yeah, that's the island they're on.
Oh, yeah. I guess. I forgot about that.
So it's definitely in the teens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not that much if you think about 1,000 chapters.
Well, you also have to think about like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all because I don't like lying to my audience.
That's a new revelation.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I'm not a liar, dog. Anyways, Island 1 was just supposed to be like basically a single encounter with the Marines, like. So like, basically what you saw in episode 1, that was gonna be the whole island, and I was like, that's dumb. Why would I make the whole island one town?
Did you think it was dumb, or did
I
we
thought it was
think
dumb.
it was dumb?
What are you on about, dog? I thought it was dumb. I was thinking about it, and I was like, I kind of want to like expand more. That's when I drew the cupcake shop, and I was like, okay, we can start like placing seeds, and then like started like thinking about other things. So then that's why like I'm so far ahead on the other islands, is because I thought the islands would be really short, basically like a log town situation where it's just like really quick in out, get done. But then I fleshed that out, so then I already finished 2 and I'm on 3, so it's like I have all that prepped ahead. So, and then also we record every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be bad or hard for me to write Media Pressure and do that at the same time, especially if I just do like a page or 2 a day.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the way you have it, your D&D setup is kind of, you could just play Sunday and then record in your off week, or not record, edit in your off week. So it's just like,
yeah,
it's kind of.
And the editing is not bad, but it does take a couple hours because we end up having like 3 hours of content, and I edit down to like an hour 45. There's just so much like nothing that happens. There's so much nothing that happens.
Hey, dude, that was so much of like us just doing pure nonsense.
Dude, I just hear like, I literally, I counted for episode 2. I cut out 4 straight minutes of just everyone talking at once. It was just 4 minutes of everyone talking, and like I think Ash was trying to do something, and y'all were just like, no, do this, and Eduardo was like, no, do this. I was like, do this, and I'm like, all right, so I gotta edit this down, okay, clip that, okay, and it's just like, you should do this. It's like really
you should do this. Yeah, that cupcake shop really fucked us up, Tyler. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. There is something in that cupcake shop.
I know there is.
Y'all just fucked up the rolls, and no one did anything. Okay, I don't know if you watched it. So they went to the cupcake shop, which is something that like, it's gonna be for the audience, but it's more so for like us, because it's something that like we kind of talked about before going into D&D, right? Like a little Easter egg, not Easter egg, but like a little crumb of something that happens. But they went to the shop and they did fucking nothing. Like they literally just sat there and they were like, and I was like, is this a lemon tart? Can I buy like, how much is it for one? And she's like, whatever I said, like 200 berries or whatever. And then he's like, all right, I'll take one. She's like, but you can get 6 for 1,000. It's a deal. Buy 5, get 1 free. And he was like, I guess you sold me. And it's like, what the fuck are we doing? And I think Deven and Ash rolled investigation, but they both got ass rolls. Yeah, like they got like a 9 and a 4 or something. No, and then they didn't see anything. And then after the episode, Ash and Deven were like, dog, you should have done something with that cupcake shop. I'm like, I did. Y'all just fucked up. Like that's not on me. You know what I mean? Like that can't be on me.
No one else roll investigation?
That's no, they're. That's metagaming in D&D is when you want to do something that requires a specific skill and having everyone in the party to roll, because like statistically one of them's going to hit it. So it's like, if I want to investigate this room, I could be the only one to investigate, but I'm like, okay, all of us are going to roll investigation. One of us is going to hit it, and then we're going to get this right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's pretty metagaming, and I don't want to do metagaming.
And it's not like you stopped us from doing that. It was so much nonsense going on.
There was just, okay, literally the cupcake shop. I think you saw, it was like, I think, because when the eye catcher started, that was the end of the cupcake shop. It was 45 minutes of nothing. Like the whole cupcake shop, just raw recording, was 45 minutes. And I cut that down to like 18 minutes.
Did you keep in like one Eduardo? Because
yeah, whatever. He's like, Eduardo literally went to every individual person and said, do you want a lemon tart? And Jose was like, ew, I hate lemon. And then, do you want a lemon tart? What's in it? Lemon. No.
I hate lemons.
And like, he did it to every fucking person. This is what I'm talking about. Like, he just did the most useless shit. I think I did keep that in though.
Did you keep that in? Why? Why did you keep that in?
Because I was like, I want people to see how dumb Eduardo is. I want them to know. And it also, it's relevant when they get to the second town, and then Ash gave the lemon tart to the kid.
Oh yeah, it was.
So it is relevant to keep the lemon tart part in. I wanted to cut it out. Like, I wanted to completely cut everything about lemon tart. I was like, but you have that one section where Ash gives a lemon tart to a kid. So it's like, gotta keep it in, otherwise it doesn't make sense.
I did want to shoot myself during that recording. I'm not gonna cut.
Yeah, that was a bad one. That's episode 2 was a bad one. I'm not gonna lie. It was really slow. Okay, but I think we picked it up in episode 3. We did a lot better, and then hopefully episode 4 is gonna be like way better because, like I said, we're actually like able to do our own things. Right. But that's just my little spiel on D&D. Yes.
Nothing.
You took a breath. You
took a breath of air. I was so ready.
I don't know. I mean, what's your like honest take on D&D? What do you think? Like,
well, so far, like, sorry, that kind of distracted me. I think it's pretty fun. Like we all made pretty fun characters, and you're a decent DM, so like I believe in your ability to make it not completely boring.
I think honestly, I put a lot of time into Island 2. I think Island 2 is gonna be way more fun.
Well, you told me how you handled Island 1. I was like, you want to do that, Tyler? You're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I believe in you, buddy.
Yeah, I said I'm gonna improv it.
Yeah,
most of it was like improv for Island 1. So, I mean, it's not. I planned everything out.
You planned out most
I have future sight. I can see everything that they're gonna say, and I have everything planned out.
But the only reason why me and Ash did kind of get like upset in the Cupcake Shop, because like we know nothing about the story of D&D, like Tyler's D&D, except this one character that we made because it was funny.
Yeah,
it was funny, so we had to throw it in our D&D world.
Yeah,
and we were expecting like a certain interaction to happen, it just didn't. So I guess that's kind of on us since we birthed the character, so we knew the character existed. Just
yeah, it was your like child, so you wanted to like to see it come into fruition.
Truly,
but it's like. Honestly, if y'all would have just rolled like a 15, y'all would have gotten it.
I guess. But I'm excited for these next couple episodes because right now we're all split up and we're all in our own individual arcs.
Mm.
So I'm curious to see what people do.
Yeah.
Well, have you like wrote it out in like a Google Doc?
Yeah.
I mean, since I'm not gonna watch it most likely because it's like 2 hours and I don't know if I want to. I already have to edit and make chapters. It already takes like 4 hours of my day there. You can just like send me the doc and maybe I can read it and then I'll have an idea of what the story is.
Yeah, you can do that. But the doc is pretty bare bones. Because I know how, because I played D&D so much with y'all, I know how y'all typically think. So I made the mistake in our last D&D session with the Western one, with you in it. I tried to plan too much stuff out, assuming that you would do something, and then everyone just went a completely different direction. So then I had to ad-lib it anyways. So it's like, I might as well just put bare bones. If you hit this, this is what happens. Like, it's like if you meet this standard, you roll this number, you go to this place after this person, this event triggers, right? And that's something Ash was talking about, because in the first episode, all that really happens is they kind of just fight some Marines. That's pretty much all that happens. They talk to some people, they get to know this girl named Allie, but they just fight some Marines, and that's about it. And then Ash, after that episode, she's like, so what did she say? It was something about like, what would happen if we didn't fight the Marines? Because the Marines were beating up the girl, and they saw that, and they went to stop the Marines from beating up the girl. And she was like, what would have happened if we just like left her alone? I'm like, okay, then another event would have triggered, right? Because she was getting mad. She was asking around the dining hall, does anything happen? No, nothing happens. Why does nothing happen? It just doesn't. And she's like, okay, so you didn't give us anything. I did all this stuff. You didn't give us anything. It's like, okay, well, you have to trust that if you didn't do this, something else. I'm not just gonna have like, you have to figure out what's happening. Like, I'm not gonna do that, you know what I mean? So like an event, like someone would have moseyed on into town and would have stirred up some trouble or something, and then they could have stopped that, and then that would be like their introduction to the town, you know? There's like that's why like it's pretty bare bones. I always have something that could happen, and then they just have to meet the standard for it to happen. It's push trigger.
But I think the thing that Ash had a problem with, because like I think she has her own interpretation of how D&D's played, because like we probably don't play like how other people play. She just wanted to get some information on some people, and no one had anything, or no one knew anything about what's going on with them. So she was just a little upset that this town felt a little bit bare. And like since I have played D&D with you, Tyler, I was like, okay, Tyler's probably has something planned in the future, so I'm just gonna let him cook and see what he does. Mm-hmm. And I knew it was the first island too, so I was like, okay, I'm not expecting too much from this island, but
yeah. But hopefully from your perspective, after the last episode, you understand why that town is bare. You understand why that town and like Mactown, why nothing happens.
I mean,
there's a reason for nothing to happen.
I guess. I mean, you could always make. I don't know. I'm not really a writer myself, so I wouldn't really know. But there's always something you could do, even if it's the smallest thing. Just give her like absolutely nothing. But this is me.
Not everything has something. But I see what you're saying.
What we can do for a little bit, you can talk about, since like this episode is being recorded before the results of the poll are out, we could just talk a little bit of our bracket and our predictions, what we have.
Yeah, we can.
So as you know, if you've watched last episode, which you should, because why are you here if you haven't watched the previous episode? You gotta watch this in
We are not part skippers.
Yeah, come on, you watch every episode.
No.
So yeah, if you watched the previous episodes, or however long ago that episode was, we decided we're gonna make a bracket of what do I call them, variants?
Variants, yeah.
Yeah, variants across, and we're just gonna do a tournament, and you guys are gonna vote on the winners, who you think would win in a fight, not who do you think is cooler.
Yeah, it was a Huza win and a dog, just no hold bar fight.
Yeah, 1v1.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care if Jose's your favorite character. If he's not being Tyler, I don't care.
Yeah, let's be honest, guys. Like, obviously, you guys already voted by the time of recording this, but don't let us down. Don't let Boy Meets World Jose get farther than he needs to get.
I don't care.
Let's not have that happen,
Please.
So we got in round. Let's just go through the rounds. We give our.
Are we doing every round?
Every round is round 1.
Just round 1.
Just round 1.
Yeah. So round 1, we have Jowp Gabe versus Santiago Ezra.
Yeah, that's Eduardo's D&D character. Which, if you haven't watched it, go watch it so you can accurately power scale. Go watch every D&D video up until now, so that way you can accurately power scale everyone. Because everyone's D&D variants are also in here.
It's gonna be crazy though that this if the One Piece D&D goes on for like quite a bit and you guys get like very far in, this could age badly.
Oh, it could age very badly. It can and will age very badly.
Because you guys could get very much stronger, and then you guys could be like the strongest in the bracket. They're like, hey, remember back then in the bracket when like Blue the Arc got mossed in round 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's no different from like One Piece. You know, starting out, they're kind of weak, but then as they progress, they get like absurdly stronger. Just for no reason.
It's just anime.
You just
Anime
anime
in general,
So
especially shonen.
This is arc 1 of our variants.
Yeah. But so Jowp Gabe versus Santiago Ezra.
But like we said earlier, like it doesn't look good for any of our One Piece D&D characters. They all have terrible matchups.
Yeah.
I think honestly, the best chance would be Deven, and that's if you're being nitpicky about logos.
Yeah, that's if you're being very nitpicky.
If you're being nitpicky, it's like, okay, you don't have hockey, therefore you can touch him.
So
But then
is
again,
Eduardo
he's
just
the
a bomb man?
Yeah.
He's Mr. 5. He's the one that blows.
So
He
flick boogers?
Basically.
He could flip burgers.
He just chooses not to.
He's choosing not to. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jowp Gabe here.
I think I'm not going to
Gabe.
Jowp Gabe. Yeah. He can blind you though.
He could if he could.
How?
He has a flashbang.
Like this
I don't think the flashbang would work.
They can matter what anything Bakugo can do or
Yeah,
basically do.
Eduardo's basically Bakugo.
He's just Bakugo. But
Yeah,
I don't think
He literally has like a howitzer. He we literally like looked up Bakugo's attacks when we were making his attacks for his Devil Fruit. And it's just 1-for-1.
it's just 1-for-1. But yeah, Jowp Gabe is a wash in my opinion.
But Eduardo can attack twice per turn.
I don't care what the Mega do.
You better be careful. 3 times potentially.
I was watching it. Not only is Gabe as smart as Lex Luthor as he claimed in that episode.
Smarter?
Yeah, smarter. Is that what I said?
You said as smart.
Oh, that's as smart.
Yeah.
You're smarter than Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not only are you smarter than Lex Luthor, but you scale higher than Jose and Eduardo,
Yeah.
who are just absurd.
No. But yeah,
You also could say I have some type of hacks with all the other things I could do, like encapsulating things that shouldn't be encapsulated. It's kind of like Dragon Ball hacks with capsule core.
What'd you encapsulate?
The ghoul serum.
You made it.
And-
I thought you made it. You said
yeah, but I put it in like Jose's molar.
yeah,
it's like
you
encapsulating a little
it's
thing.
Like a little serum, like little like juice, and you put it in there.
Yeah, it's encapsulating it.
yeah, it's encapsulating it, and then it also has to be like super potent. It also has to have a trigger mechanism to release. So it's like
I assumed it was something like liquid you drank. I don't think that's.
I also created a fake island with a fake Jose with a nuke on it.
and the fake Jose was like somewhat on
did you
par
make
with
that?
the real Jose.
Yeah, the fake
'Cause
Jose. Yeah.
It wasn't implied who made it. You just when y'all talked about it, you're just like, yeah, that was a fake island.
Well, no,
No,
I
it was,
assumed
because-
it was like
Did you say
I
you made
island.
sent. Yeah, because we talked. I think I know we talked about it. I watched the episode. I sent Jose on that vacation because like you completed your mission.
Yeah, I know you sent them. I didn't know you made the island and the fake Jose as well.
No, I figured the island already existed. He just like took it over. And,
See, that's what I thought.
I don't think you made an island. I
It's up
don't
to
think
the-
you like
It's up
made
to
the island.
It's up to the honest interpretation. If you think Jowp is island level, that is up to you. I will not say anything about that.
I don't think you made that island.
I mean, if you did, you did. Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Since he's the creator of that story, so I don't know what all the
Yeah.
proper scaling, but
Yeah, I'm sure by this point you guys have seen we made a video going through all the combatants, and that'll probably be just like a me, Deven, and Tyler in Discord. Probably not here. Maybe it
Yeah.
would be here depending.
I think I'd rather that be a Discord because I feel like because we have to get like
What?
What?
We have to get what like on
I
our
don't know.
computers?
I don't know. That's just I don't listen
Yeah,
to me.
we'll
I'm
see when
done.
it comes to it. You
Yeah,
guys have
we'll
already
see.
seen the video. If we made it, if you haven't seen it, it means we didn't make the video. But
true.
This is the first time interacting with it.
yeah. So, next round we got Guldo Deven versus Martian Manhunter Gabe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know
I'm
much
gonna
about
keep it-
Martian Manhunter, Tyler.
I know quite a bit. I know he's pretty crazy, but
don't
I
know
also
much about Guldo, Tyler.
I don't know much about Guldo. That's what I'm saying. I don't know much about Guldo, so I have to take a step back on this one because I don't know much about Guldo.
So this is the green man fight here.
These green
Two bald
aliens.
green men.
I'm
So
just
who is
saying,
Guldo?
I can stop time.
Yeah.
Oh, is he the one from the
he's
Ginyu
guy
Force?
From the Ginyu Force. Yeah.
I'm like, wow, why do you know?
I mean, Dragon Ball itself just scales pretty high, but
True.
from what I know about Martian Manhunter, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I've heard he's like basically just Superman, but his weakness is fire.
He can do a lot
something
more
like,
than
well, he can do
Superman
more
can do,
things,
yeah.
but he's like pretty high
Yeah,
level.
like when it comes to like we need people to beat Superman, Martian Manhunter is
Yeah,
first.
he's him.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
him. He's on my list.
Yeah. So I think I have to just on merit of that, just go Martian Manhunter Gabe. Just by merit of that.
I mean, when it comes to like who's winning most of the time, I probably would bet on Martian Manhunter, but you can't count
Quit sucking yourself off.
Guldo, Deven out the race.
Quit sucking yourself off. See, my thing is like, does he? Because yes, he can stop time. Does he have anything to hurt Martian Manhunter Gabe? Can he?
If time is stopped, does Martian Manhunter can he even raise his defenses? If
That's
time
what
is
I'm saying.
stopped, that's the question.
That is the question.
But then again, it comes down to if time isn't stopped, what is Guldo Deven doing to me?
Not doing
Because
anything,
Martian
yeah.
Manhunter can go intangible.
Yeah.
So it's just
True.
like, what are you
True,
gonna
true,
do?
true.
So like, what if he's like intangible? He's like going through the ground or something, and he's like halfway through, and then time stops. Would he still be intangible?
His whole body is intangible when he's.
But
doing
would
that.
he?
I don't know. That goes on how you.
That's an
presume
assumption.
time-
Yeah.
Yeah,
That goes
That's-
on how you presume.
Like is
time stop would
is
work.
time stopping like you're stopping the flow of time, or is time stopping you're taking a snapshot of that
But
moment and keeping it in?
Not,
Exactly.
not only can Guldo stop
Because if it's a
time-
snapshot, then it's like you could touch him. But if it's actually just like time
Everything is
itself
stopped.
doesn't flow,
Yeah,
then
then
you,
you wouldn't be able to
you wouldn't be able
touch
to touch him.
But not only can Guldo stop time itself, you can also like paralyze people. Like he's not stopping time around a certain area. Like what he's doing is he can
Also,
also
his dirt move.
no like in the episode where he fights Gohan and Krillin, he stops them mid-air and they're still reacting and moving, but they just can't move whatsoever as if like they're paralyzed. And he's like monologue like, yeah, I'm the best, you're bad, and then Vegeta kind of kills him. But
Spoilers.
like not only can he stop time, but he can also like I guess technically like paralyze people like in a certain area. But I don't know like how he does that. He just does.
But would that also like
yeah,
would
it's
that
kinda
work on
different.
would that work on everybody, or is it like once you reach a certain level above him, it doesn't work anymore?
I don't know because Gohan and Krillin, I think Gohan and Krillin were technically stronger than him.
Well,
during
technically
that
stronger, but like, could you do that to like MUI Goku?
time. I don't know.
Like that's
don't
the
know.
thing.
No,
It's a
you
speculation.
just dodge it. That goes down to.
You just touch it.
I'd have to
Well,
watch
let's
the
say-
episode
let's say, like-
again
like-
because I don't know how Guldo did it. I don't know if he threw something at them to make them stop or he just
Yeah.
like did it. Because if he throws something at them, then I would just think Martian Manhunter could just go intangible and they would go through him.
Go through him.
So
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very interesting thing to think about.
it's an interesting
I still
matchup.
think
It's-
Master Manhunter wins, but it's fun arguing and go.
Yeah,
and
because
Guldo's
the
face.
thing is for that
I
fight
just have all the
specifically,
hacks.
it's just it ends up being how you perceive things to work is
Yeah.
gonna dictate how you think they're gonna win.
Yeah,
It is a weird matchup.
it's a fun one to talk about for sure. But
I don't know
Yeah.
who Guldo Deven could fight to where I think it's maybe like a easier fight because I
What
think
means what?
this
Because
one's
that's-
kind of tough.
that's the
Because
thing,
like,
like, if
Martian
Guldo-
Manhunter, in all terms of this, should just win because like he has every power Superman has plus more.
plus more.
Yeah.
So it's just like I just think he should win. But then I'm just like Dragon Ball character though.
Yeah,
Who
Dragon
can
Ball
stop
character.
time. Like
The funny
Well,
thing,
that's why I started with like Dragon Ball does scale pretty high. That's something you have to
Yeah.
take that into account. But it also is like the Namek Saga,
Yeah.
so it's not
Yeah.
that high. I
The
mean, it's
fun-
high, but it's not like that high. It's
Yeah.
also like lower echelon Ginyu.
Yeah,
So
the-
it's like
the funniest thing is like if Guldo Deven was paired up with anyone else, I'm like, yeah, time stop. What are you gonna do now, Batman?
I mean, true.
like, what are you do now? Like, if I'm
true.
with anyone else, I'm going to the final four. But like, I was like hard stopped at Martian Manhunter. I was like, I can't take it anymore.
you got nerfed from the start.
Like what really is Guldo Deven doing against or not Guldo? What is like Batman Deven doing against Guldo Deven? Nothing.
Prep time.
For the time. I was like,
I'm done time.
you're gonna stop time, so I put a trap right there. You trip, fall, and you breathe again.
I actually stopped
Resume
myself.
time, and I go.
I actually stopped myself with the stand arrow. Give myself a stand.
That says I can resume time if time stops. That's
So
my ability.
he has the villain stand with a time ability.
Yeah.
The main antagonist.
Yeah.
I actually put the serum inside you that makes you breathe every 2 seconds.
Yeah. I'm cracked like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to go Martian Manhunter Gabe too. Just
Same
I think
here.
he just has too many hacks.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Yeah.
it not because I'm biased towards me. I think if anything, I'm biased towards Martian Manhunter. He just has really cool powers. And
Yeah.
I just don't see how he could lose this.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Before we go to the next matchup, let's have a word with our sponsors.
Hey, you. Have you played? This MMORPG has up-to-date characters with advanced gameplay and awesome graphics.
All right, so now to the The next matchup here, we got Batman Gabe versus Deathstroke Deven. Another good matchup.
That's a good matchup. That is a good matchup.
Another.
Because I mean, they're in the same universe. They have fought each other before, but then you're throwing in the personalities of two people that you guys are very familiar with on the podcast.
Yeah.
And there's also context behind the characters too. You have Batman Gabe from the Street Level Genius and Deathstroke Deven, who I believe is also from the Street Level Genius.
Am I from the street level?
Yeah, I believe
Okay.
So
So yeah, this is definitely an interesting matchup because like with the context weakness, like you're over there stopping Eduardo, like making sure he's not getting too strong, and I'm just kind of chilling, like all right, Gabe's doing that, that's cool. But now it's me and you. I'm like, all right, I have to fight Gabe.
We've actually, in this hypothetical, like not on the podcast, outside of the podcast, we talked about if we fought each other about this. We were like, yeah, this, because like we would be rivals. Devin's mad because in that hypothetical is the one where I made like our city Gotham too.
Gotham. Yeah, you made it Gotham. I was like, why did you do that?
Yeah, and I also made it so they couldn't leave too. So yeah. So we had like beef, and I was like, "You really think you're beating me, Deven?" We kind of like had a little mini debate about that. But if you know anything about me, which I don't think I've ever talked about this, but I'm a huge Deathstroke fan. He's one of my favorite people from DC, and I really do think he could almost beat anyone if in a fight.
Agreed.
I want to lean towards Deathstroke, but then again, it's Devin's personality though. He doesn't have Deathstroke's personality. Deathstroke's personality is part of the reason why I believe he could beat so many people.
Yeah,
Devin isn't the same.
Yeah, Deathstroke's very thorough in what he does, and he whatever it takes to get the job done. He doesn't care to kill your mom. He doesn't care. Like if it knows it's gonna give me advantage, the mom dead. He's willing to do whatever it takes.
Exactly. But you take away Slade Wilson, make it Deven. I'm thinking a little bit less of Deathstroke here. Only thing he has is Super Soldier Serum and all the weapons, right?
True,
I'm normal guy, but I'm Batman, like intellectually. So like, I'm gonna go Batman Gabe here, and that's my choice here.
Yeah, the only reason why I'm going Batman Gabe is like what he's doing to Eduardo. he's already like too paranoid with Eduardo. Like the second Gabe has to fight me, he's doing something to me. He's mind breaking me. he's
gonna start laughing.
Batman Gabe is way too paranoid for Deathstroke Deven to fight.
Oh yeah, Batman Gabe is like prepared for every little thing.
Because like it's not gonna be a straight up hand in hand fight. That man's doing something to me.
He has like a space laser like pointed at you.
Yeah.
Oh, you got here, Tyler.
I was gonna say Batman Gabe because I don't know much about like how. I know a little bit about Deathstroke and Batman obviously, but I just know like Batman prep time goes crazy, and then I remember the episode and you went crazy in the episode, so I was like, all right, confuse them together. That's crazy. Yeah, it's just insane. So I gotta go Batman Game on that one.
Deathstroke is very fun to watch though. Like he pulled up like pulled up on the Justice League once. Like, I think they're at a wedding. Like he like somehow stabbed the Flash, and he had like a laser pointer for like I think it was Atom Smasher, and like like the protons and like the atoms in the laser pointer like hit him. It was so cool. It was so cool watching like all of them like gang up on him, and he had like, all right, Flash, I know you gotta be right there. Someone put a knife right here. Like, yep.
There it is.
There it is. It's so cool. It's so fun watching Deathstroke. Cause like like with him, he's a master tactician, so like it's so cool watching his thought process. Like, all right, he's coming this way, he's going that way. It's so fun watching him fight.
Yeah. If you guys are a fan of the comic books, I do suggest you read the Judas Contract. It's a really good comic about Deathstroke, and it just shows how great of a fighter he is. In my opinion, I think he's the best fighter in comics. That's just my opinion, though.
Best fighter?
Because my personal bias, I would.
Yeah, of course.
Say,
he's super fun. I love him too.
Although, like, I think statistically, just based on like the evidence comics give you, it should be Batman or someone else close, like someone else, maybe like Spiderman or something, because of his powers. But I would just say, like, just skills wise, I think Deathstroke is the best. And also, he does have powers too. He can regenerate as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that's a Batman Gabe diff.
Yeah, it's another tough matchup for a good candidate who I think could have went maybe a little farther.
We have quite a few of those where it's like they would have gone farther if they just
had
a different matchup.
Yeah, and we talked about it, like these
tough matchups here.
These are good characters. It's literally just like who you paired up with.
Yeah, it is what it is.
This is another weird, funny
next
one.
We got Coco Stark Eddy versus Professor X Gabe. Professor X Gabe from Jowp X on the Illuminati. Also, you could say it's a melding of the X-Men Jowp. Yeah, X-Men as well.
Yeah.
Whichever one you want to take, really. And all in the end, it's kind of similar.
True. This is a matchup I really don't know how to approach, since the intellect of this Eddy is absurd. Seeing what he did with making an arc reactor out of chocolate. Yeah. I don't know how he did it. He did it. It's absurd. It's absurd. So like this is just a massive. It's an insane feat. by no means. I really don't know how to approach this.
He said.
I really don't know how to approach this. What do you think, Gabe? What do you think Professor X Gabe brings to the table?
Well, for one thing, I think I've talked to enough. Let's let Tyler have his opinion first on this.
The only thing I can think of is, does he have a counter for Professor X's powers? If he doesn't have a counter, then that's an easy wipe.
I think that's what I've come down to as well.
Because it's like, does he have any? Because like Magneto was
is.
able to counter it, but wasn't that with the help of
the helmet?
Did Professor X help make that helmet, or did he make that on his own?
I
don't remember. I don't remember how he acquired it. Either way, he was able to make a helmet was able to be made to counter Professor X's psychological abilities, but like, I don't think Coco Stark Eddy has the.
He doesn't even have the
knowledge. He doesn't have the knowledge of Professor X's abilities, because like Magneto grew up with him, so it's like he knew how it worked. And
I think in this situation, if a prep time Coco Stark Eddy knew he was fighting Professor X, he was dog watching him.
Prep time, probably
maybe but we're not talking prep time.
Yeah, we're talking about who wins when they just thrown in the universe. Yeah. I want to see Eddy like go further on because his feats are absurd in this universe. But for the sole reason that like he doesn't have prep time, I think he does lose this. Only because like that Professor X is insane with his mutant ability.
Just stop you and boom, I'll walk up. I guess I'm not in a wheelchair, so I'm gonna walk up to you.
Even if you were in a wheelchair, you could still walk.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Stab. He's dead. At the end of the day, he's still human. Yeah. He's just smart.
He's just really smart.
Really smart.
You should like take out the arc reactor.
Actually, even then, I don't even have to. I could just make him kill himself. Really.
Yeah, you can do a lot. I don't know. Maybe Coco Stark Eddy has something
that could be risky,
you just don't know about.
If he's like a certain level, maybe he could pull something out of his ass where he can counter it. Where it's like kill yourself. It's like I don't think so. I see myself in you, so I'm gonna kill you. It's like that's something weird.
I could see like
he can flip it on you.
You could make some like Johnny Test argument for Coco Stark Eddy that he has like the cartoon force on his side because he's making an arc reactor out of chocolate, so it could be like some level of cartoon physics.
Yeah.
So maybe he is immune to some abilities for some reason.
Yeah, maybe. It's definitely ways to interpret that. Like maybe he's just good at manipulating chocolate. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe he's a chocolate bender.
But I think Gabe should take this one.
I think Gabe should take that.
Yeah, based on his powers alone, he wins that.
Because that's a pretty high assumption to say that he would win. Like, oh yeah, he can counter it. It's like, but how?
Yeah.
It's a pretty high assumption.
All right, next we have Disease God Disciple Deven versus Blue the Arc Finn.
No diff. Blue the Arc Finn's gonna win that one.
That's not a no diff.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You know, you have a
counter?
talked about this.
Do you have a counter for his armbar? I don't think so.
I don't think you have a counter.
I don't think you have a counter.
Tyler, what is he doing if I put chlamydia in his eye? What is he doing?
Pull the eye out, throw it on your face. Now you have chlamydia.
I'm diseased.
So
your
point. He rolled a nat 20.
You're not the god. You're just a disciple.
But I am a disciple. He also has the dice on his side too. He can roll the dice. He can roll the dice. So you have to roll the dice too. And if he rolls higher than you, he wins.
We're not bringing the dice in it. We're talking about in the universe what he's capable of. I don't know. At this moment, what we've seen of Jose, he's a tank. He's a pure tank.
Like, he is a tank.
It's gonna be a slug match for sure. But I think like the little powers I do have, like controlling diseases and such, he has no resistances against that. So I think it will come down like he has to kill me. Like I think it's a time battle for sure. Like it's a battle of endurance. Like can Jose last longer than the disease that's killing him?
That's the only thing you have is disease.
I mean I'm a disciple, so I'm like not the full strength of a god, but I'm like.
You could argue half because me and Deven both were disciples and we fought a full god in Eduardo. Although Eduardo likes to use the argument if he wasn't a god for a while, so he hadn't.
He was young. He was a young god. He's like, Goku didn't have mastered or didn't have Ultra Instinct. He still used it effectively. So not as effective as it could be, but still.
You could argue Eduardo wasn't quite at full strength yet, but either way, me and Deven were both disciples.
Relative to a god,
a full god.
Yeah, relative
we
to
didn't lose.
Fought a full god.
We didn't win, but we didn't lose.
So. Let's just say a bullet can hurt Jose pretty good.
Yeah, it can.
Well, he's a One Piece character, so yeah, I would assume so.
I already don't like wolf.
A knife can also hurt him pretty good too. A regular knife, no hockey, just a regular knife.
Well, he doesn't have hockey yet, does he?
No, he doesn't have a hockey yet. No,
not yet.
Yeah.
And to be honest, all Jose really is a fish man.
Half.
He's like a full. He's a half.
Oh, he's a half breed.
He's a half breed.
A dirty, yeah.
He's super strong and he's a tank.
He's super strong and tanky, and all he does is wrestle.
I think at the end of the day, this is just a power diff. This is just. another I have this ability. What do you do about it?
Exactly. You just
So like a hack diff now. Like
Yeah, like a hack diff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have much to do anything.
Yeah.
It's just tough.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna agree then, and we think Deven God, disease God Deven should move on.
Yeah, I know we're going through this a lot, but I think like a lot of first rounds is just like I know you're a good character, but this character has this one power.
It just counters
Like,
you.
That's
it's
kind
tough.
of what it is. That's tough.
I
We
think-
talked about this before making the bracket. Before we even knew the matchups, we knew this was a matchups game because there's so many times where you could see someone going farther, but just because of a matchup, they don't.
And you could even see like someone where it's like they shouldn't have gone as far, but they had an easy seed.
Yeah,
so
that
they
is
just like
such
they
an
took it
easy
all the way to
seed.
the semis or something.
Yeah.
which
But,
doesn't make sense.
Once we get to the other side, you're gonna see some of those where like this guy could have went farther, but he had a tough first round.
that is
matchup.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's truly
Yeah.
an unfortunate circumstance.
I think the most of this fun will start to pick up in the second round because those second round
Yeah.
matchups are gonna be upset.
Second rounds are gonna be tough.
Second round's gonna be tough. Third, I've seen some of the potential third round.
rounds,
Third
yeah.
rounds go crazy.
Third round, they're actually good.
Like you have like fucking splitting the universe powers coming together.
Yeah, it's just a no hold ball or just full on fight.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what happened in the semis and then the finals.
God.
My semis, like the bracket I have for my semis.
Yeah, he was telling me it was
your
crazy.
semis are crazy.
He was like, Tyler. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, my semis.
Oh yeah, if you
are-
didn't know, we're doing like a little competition between us. We're doing like a March Madness thing. We're gonna see who can get like the highest score based off of your guys' votes here. So we're
Yeah.
all making our own brackets, and we're gonna keep track and see who has the best, not best, like closest to what you guys.
And there were so
decided.
many where Devin's like, yeah, I said this, hoping that the fans would pick this and not be dumb. I think it was like the Boy Meets World. You're like, yeah, I guess we'll get there.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like, hopefully the fans like think.
Well, that's not really spoiling because that's round one. They've already voted for round
Yeah,
one.
they
So we
already
can
voted
talk
for
about.
round
Oh
one.
yeah, well, but it's like coming up. It's
Oh yeah, we haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh yeah, but
oh, it's the next one. Okay, so
we
the
can
perfect
get into
segue.
it right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect segue.
We have probability Eduardo.
Devin's like, there's no way probability Eduardo is losing to Boy Meets World, Jose.
When you think about like what hypothetical is this? Oh yes. Okay, this is me and Tyler. We're rewatching this episode and I was like, I forgot how insane the power scaling was in this episode.
God,
It's like a hypothetical just lost. I completely forgot about this hypothetical
Mm-hmm.
here. And there's like some insanely strong people in this one.
yeah.
And the fact that Eduardo just has control for probability is insane.
Yeah, it's a very overpowered power, but you have to think about who's using it because the way his ability works, he has to think of it and then he has to say it. So he is a little nerfed where he has to think of something to say and then say it. So potentially,
But also, Boy Meets World Jose is just a dude.
yeah, I know. I'm not
He's
arguing
just
for
above
Boy Meets
dude.
World.
He's
I'm
above
saying-
dude.
I'm saying like it sounds like a broken ability, but it's Eduardo who has it. So he himself is his own nerf at the end of the day. So
You
it's
did,
super
say, you
funny.
did say we did have to nerf him because he said like he could do
Yeah,
absolute.
because he
said
in the episode, he was like
episode-
0 100%.
He's like, I can do
no
0 to
shot.
100%.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not enough.
No,
Stop
the
him.
way the ability works is if there is a chance, he can make it up to 100.
That's
But
what we
there,
said. Like,
But
you can't.
no absolutes. There's no absolutes.
There's no absolutes, and he also can't do things that wouldn't have already happened. Like
Yeah.
if it was already like I wasn't gonna happen, because I think the example I used in the episode is you can't say there's like a 99% chance the genie comes back, forgets he gave you a wish, and gives you another one, because that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like your brain explodes. It's like that most likely was not gonna happen.
yeah, he's not a reality warper. It's just like he
Yeah.
can increase the likelihood of something happening.
That already is a
Yeah.
probable of like you tripping. He can increase
Yeah.
that to 99%. So you do trip.
So he's good. Just like he's not as overpowered as one might think.
But yeah, he should still win this
Oh
one.
yeah, he's wrecking.
he should
still
However,
watch Jose here.
devil's advocate, someone can make the argument Jose could hit the 0.1% on everything.
Oh,
It's like he can hit the
RNGesus?
he can RNGesus this to a win. Because really all it takes is Jose to get one good move on Eduardo, it's done. Eduardo doesn't have like any kind of durability. He just has
That is true though. He doesn't. He is just still Eduardo.
He's literally just Eduardo that can manipulate probability. And Jose's buff as fuck. So it's like he can like
yeah, but
that's all it takes.
We're highballing over like Jose. If they were put in this room, our world's getting at least 4 sentences. If you're saying that Jose's getting a perfect D20 on all four like
to be fair, I
probabilities.
said to play devil's advocate, he could do that.
He could.
He
but
could do that.
It's very unlikely. And I'm here to decipher like who's winning most of the time, and that's definitely Eduardo in this situation.
I think a good matchup for this would have been Gambit Eduardo, because
Gambit Eduardo.
he had the cracked luck, so it would have been like he could RNG it, and you could actually make an argument he wins that.
Yeah.
And I actually would say that like this is a hypothetical because it's not gonna happen. They're not on the same side of the bracket, but I think Gambit Eduardo would win that.
Yeah, I think
because
he
his
would.
luck was Gambit's luck stacked on Eduardo's luck, which is insane.
Which is insane because Eduardo already has like 10 times luck right now.
Yeah.
Take Gambit's like on top of that, and he has powers. So
Yeah.
it's like
All he has to do is touch probability Eduardo once it's over. He's
it's
killing
over.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this next matchup's kind of fun.
We got face skin Tyler versus Chuuya Deven.
I was telling Tyler, it's like, Tyler, you managed to get 2 Supermans in this bracket.
I did.
That's what I was talking. Like, I don't know how strong. Like, you said you were Superman S. You had Superman S powers. I don't know how strong.
So
face-skin
my
powers.
powers can give high power. I could give really strong powers, and I think it would be a safe assumption to say, like, if I can give that powers, I could either already have them or I could do it myself and get powers.
Yeah, what we talked about in the episode is you do have.
I do have the powers.
You have powers already.
Yeah, I just have the strong powers. Yeah. So either way, I have the super duper strong powers.
Yeah,
That being
look at
said,
that.
though,
Like, you have 2 Supermans
we
in this list?
don't fully go into the scope of what face skin Tyler can do, so it is kind of.
Do you remember who I produced? I don't remember who I produced.
We didn't even get into that. It's not that deep of a hypothetical.
Yeah, that's why when I was watching the episode,
because like if I give it to Deven and he's like he is now Superman, like peak Superman, it's like
yeah,
okay,
then
well, I would scale
that,
Superman, yeah.
But we don't.
And I could even scale even higher potentially too, because it's like he has my face, but I have like everything.
Yeah, that's why like I think face skin Tyler and Superman Tyler are 2 different beings. Cause,
they
like,
are.
Because like we were talking about this like off the podcast. I think the argument Tyler made is like, oh, I can make like an army, like give people like.
I could do that. Yeah,
I could, but he'd have to use like charisma and convince them to join his side.
That's what argument I brought up.
But then again, it could just be like I can give you powers, and then Devin's like, what if they revolt? I'm like, I'm not gonna give him my whole face. Like I'm just like, here you go, like a little bit, you know. So I can still have power.
They could still revolt though.
They can still revolt, but it's like. I'm not gonna treat him bad. I'm gonna be like, you fucking slave, get out of here. Like I'm gonna treat him good. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna like be nice. I'm a good boss. Like hey,
it's a lot of what is.
And then also do like if you do well, I'll give you more of my face, give you more powers. And it's like a tier system.
I could see.
So if they're like a tier 3 sub, like y'all should be, then it's like they get more powers, you know?
I think when it comes to face skin Tyler, you kind of have to use what is because he's not really fully dove into. So you
it's not fleshed out.
Yeah, because
you don't want to get too extreme though. But
yeah, that's like what Superman variant are you? Are you Omni-Man? Are you Homelander? Are you Superman? Like,
yeah. I would lean towards a little Omni-Man. He's not too crazy.
He's not too crazy, but he's
Homelander even. Because Homelander not that strong.
Yeah, he's not. He's kind of weak. But I don't know. When it comes to Chuuya Deven, who is a gravity manipulator, it's really up in the air.
Gravity manipulation is pretty tough. Yeah.
Gravity manipulation, especially in that what if the hypothetical. I was doing absurd things.
Because at the end of the day, face skin Tyler, he may have the powers of Superman, but he still has the human anatomy. So if you throw him in this space, he's not surviving.
He's not surviving. And then I think in that same hypothetical, I think I stopped a black hole. I think. Did I produce it?
I think you produced it.
I produced a black hole.
You're like, I produced a black hole.
That's insane. So I mean, I was already leaning towards Chuuya Deven here. This like we said, this hypothetical was pretty insane power scaling wise. Yeah. There's some tough people.
There's some tough people.
Yeah. All it takes is one sentence to change everything. It's like I'm not. It sounds like I'm trying to cope. I'm not trying to cope. It's just like, oh yeah. By the way, I got like black hole. I can just manipulate gravity to make a black hole. And it's like, okay. Well now you. Scale high.
Yeah.
You know, now you're him. It's just funny.
There was more in the episode that made him already scale high anyways. The fact that he was competing with other people as well.
Gojo get
But it's just funny that he's like, oh yeah, I can just like black hole.
Yeah, that's the same episode where you're Superman.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's funny how like this is just me thinking like outside of it. It's just funny how it's like, oh yeah, we said like one thing and then now it's just crazy. It's just funny. I love it.
Gravity manipulation just in general is insane.
It's pretty insane, yeah.
On the next matchup, I got another D&D versus Blood God again. We have Alexander Vex versus Blood God Disciple Eduardo here.
This is the one where you can make it's how nitpicky you want to be with Logias.
Yeah,
like,
and then
could he touch him because he is a complete Logia?
Also, what? So this is the Eduardo. He's not the full god
disciple.
yet. He's
a disciple.
This is when you and him were like on the same side.
Yeah, so we're saying like maybe he's like half. Like he's like.
And even then, I would say Disciple Eduardo is the weakest of all the disciples.
I would say so
because me and Deven we were that strong because we were determined. Eduardo wasn't determined; he was just content, and he was also coerced into being this, like not on his own choice. Right? Deven made the decision: I'm gonna go to the disease god because I need to stop Eduardo. Yeah. Eduardo was the blood god disciple because he was tricked into it by a girl.
Yeah.
So it's not even the same. I would even say blood god disciple Eduardo is weak. Really.
I mean,
he doesn't even really fight.
I mean, he
until
did
the end, unless you're taking like the end.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like we have to figure out where in the timeline he is,
Yeah.
because like me and you are half. I think it's fair to put Eduardo also like half, because like me and him did take out the blood god. So I assume like it's me and him who are half facing.
Was I not also there?
When we fought the blood god? No, it was me and him versus the blood god.
So yeah, I guess you could say that you guys are half as well then.
See, like I kind of came down to it really. Because like he would have like blood manipulation, but it's like if Devin's in his Logia form, does he have blood?
I mean,
does he have blood to manipulate? That's an argument. That's an
argument to be had.
Because that's the first thing I thought of is like, okay, so like if he could turn his arm into mercury, is there any blood in that arm? Does he still have vessels going through? Because like
no.
you can get it cut off and there's no blood that comes out.
Yeah, true.
It just gets cut off.
So I would say no.
Like, I would say when he's in his Logia form, doesn't have blood. And I don't remember how what Eduardo could do, but I don't think he can.
When he was at least when he's in disciple form, you can't manipulate blood completely unless it's exposed.
Unless it's exposed, yeah.
Like,
but then it's like
blood god, he probably could.
But then Eduardo also couldn't really touch him.
Yeah.
So it's like he can't expose blood unless Devin like gets his famous nosebleeds. You're just like,
why am I getting a famous nosebleed? That's never been a. You made that up right now. That's not a thing.
I forgot. You like to be fake for our audience.
Whatever.
I don't ever. I'm never fake for
thing.
y'all. I'm real with y'all. But you want to be fake? That's on you.
Whatever.
That's your prerogative.
That's not a thing that happens. But yeah, like I don't think Eduardo can do much in this situation.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if he can get me before I use any of my abilities, then maybe. It's a what if, like, even then.
But even then, it's like your abilities are always on.
Yeah, true. I just remember you can't do anything unless the blood is exposed. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just a matchup diff.
And that's just where you want to get. Do you want to be nitpicky of like he is a. Even though he's just a disciple, he still has some form of divine energy in him.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like,
he's still
could that equate to hockey? Therefore, you could touch Devin. Therefore, you can make him bleed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that. You have to go down that line of thinking. But I still want to say Devin would take this one.
Really? Okay.
I just don't. I don't know. It kind of just it's 50-50. It's a toss up for me. Because it's a matter of whether you want to equate the god energy to hockey. And if you want to make that, because if you can make that comparison, yeah, 100% Eduardo wins.
Yeah.
But other than that, he literally cannot touch Devin.
I have two timelines where this, because like before we even had this conversation, I had Eduardo winning, and then on my bracket, Eduardo he precedes in my bracket, and once I thought about it, because like I was thinking about like maybe they don't know a lot about One Piece and like how the One Piece power scaling really works and all that. I was like, but now talking about it, I'm like, I think I do win this matchup.
But then again, though, you gotta think our fan base does seem to like One Piece a bit. All the One Piece stuff does really well on the channel. The One Piece episode was one of our better episodes when it came out.
Yeah.
The One Piece D&D is doing really well. The Big 3 episode with the Luffy in the center, like they seem to like One Piece a lot, and yeah, I think they do know a little bit about One Piece enough.
Yeah, after talking about this like more thoroughly, I might have to change that one matchup because I have two timelines where like I think I might win this, but like I don't know the full scope of like what all War could do because like as a blood god disciple, I didn't know. I thought he could control blood, so I thought he could just manipulate me. But after knowing like he only control like exposed blood, I'm like, oh, I might actually do win this.
Yeah. Well, even if he could control blood, it's also a matter of like, it's like, you can bleed, but you could just go full mercury.
Yeah.
It's like
it's a definitely like it's toss up.
What are you thinking here, Devin? What's your choice? So he's got Devin here, or Alexander Vex.
After talking about it more, I think it's Alexander Vex.
Well, I didn't say I had Alexander Vex. I said that was my thought process.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how high his durability is as a blood god, because otherwise Devin also
should be really high if he's.
Because then Devin can't touch him either. And like,
true, it
he
could be like
cannot
a fly
touch him.
versus T-Rex
And then also, because
thing.
you have mercury poisoning.
That's what I was saying.
However, mercury poisons the blood, and he could just excise the mercury from the blood.
This might be a better lesson.
So like, I was just saying like, my initial thought was Devin, but like, it really is a 50-50 in my opinion, because you have to make assumptions. It's like, okay, the only way Eduardo could win is if you can equate hockey to god energy. And the only way Devin can win, I can't even think of a way to Devin win. I don't know if he can get over his durability.
I mean, it depends how high his durability is.
Which I would assume is high because even though it was y'all two, he fought a whole god.
Yeah, he fought a whole god.
And then also, you who fought a whole god, who has had experience, teamed up with you who never fought a god, and he was still butting heads with y'all. So it's like...
Yeah, but that's also a different Eduardo. That's like
it is a different variant. However, it's like he would have to have a pretty high durability
already
in order to take that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely.
This is truly the 50-50. This is like probably the most 50-50 match I have on here for round one at least.
Yeah, this changes. This like makes or breaks my bracket. This makes or breaks my bracket.
I think I want to lean towards Blood God Disciple Eduardo here, mainly because of what Tyler was saying earlier about I think hockey equates to other things, and I do. I think the God energy that we use in this hypothetical, I think would equate to hockey, because I think in these hypotheticals, I'm just transferring systems here. I don't want to just be like, oh, this, like, say there was a Bleach version of in here. I don't want to be like, well, he has spiritual energy, you guys don't. Tough love. Like,
That's tough.
Yeah.
Like, I want to equate them, so I want to say it probably does equal hockey, and I think he could touch.
And
him.
I think that is a really good sound argument. I think the Bleach one sound too, honestly, because if you look at like what hockey is, it kind of is similar to spiritual pressure. But like I think it is a safe assumption to say that the God energy is equated to hockey. Therefore, Eduardo can hurt Deven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just my decision on it. I'm gonna have to go with Eduardo here, but I can definitely see.
I can see either. This is a toss-up. This is truly a toss-up.
When I first saw this, I didn't think it was as close, mainly because I didn't see the D&D, so I didn't know Deven's character, right? But you guys talking about this, you've convinced me that this is a lot closer.
This is a close matchup.
This is a really tough matchup here.
I think at best for Alexander Vex, it's a stalemate. At best, it's a stalemate.
Just be a stamina battle at that point.
It'd be a stamina battle, and I think
Eduardo would edge it.
I think Eduardo could edge it. But then a lot of your attacks are weapons.
Yeah, I have like I have like a lot of like tech.
He has a lot of tech-based stuff, so it's like he can use the tech to wear down Eduardo more, which
like,
doesn't.
Could I freeze Eduardo? Like maybe I can freeze him. Freeze him in his tracks.
And if you don't freeze all of them, like freeze his hand, and it's like okay, now he has frostbite on his hand. You can't really do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you can use a lot of attacks without draining any energy from yourself. However, he has to use energy to use his attacks. Yeah. So the stamina battle, I think Deven could have, or Vex could have the edge, but I think I will have to give it. I will have to give it to Eduardo because it is a bold assumption to say that they don't equate.
Yeah.
I think this is his durability. Is like, can I get past Eduardo's durability? And that's a big what if.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, that wraps up the first half of it. And I think the first half. I think the second half is way more stacked. That's what Deven seems to conclude, that he thinks the right side of the bracket is stronger than the left side.
I think it is.
I think it is. I think it is. I think the right side is stacked.
I mean, we'll see when we get there. When we come back from intermission, we'll go to the second half and we'll see from there.
That's a big one.
Yeah, there's a couple big ones in there.
Let's get into the second half here. Our first one, we got Jowp Jose versus Bucky Eduardo. I think this one's a wash.
Yeah, I think
Jowp Jose should destroy Eduardo.
He wins.
Easy.
I don't even want to talk about this one. Yeah, Jose wins this.
I think
like Bucky Eduardo, he's not the worst, but just like he's not weak. Someone who's better than him at everything that he does.
Compared to us, he's very strong.
Yeah,
but Jowp Jose is what he's like that guy.
To put it in perspective, they both have the super soldier serum, but Jose on top of that has the ghoul serum.
Yeah. He also has like intense malice, so it's not like Jose.
True, Eduardo is more like he's like, am I gonna die? Is Gabe gonna let me die, or is Deven gonna save me? Type of like pussy personality.
Jose does not care.
Jose was because
Jose was like die.
I just remember it was like you were like, yeah, these kids go up to you, I kill all of them. It's like,
like you what? You what?
They didn't do anything. They just said like, I was like.
He's like, I didn't die.
He's like, I know you're doing something. So it's like he's so skeptical. So he's just.
He literally went to an elementary school. He's like, yeah, y'all gotta die. He was walking. He was on a stroll. He was like, hey, is that elementary school? All right, yeah. He's like, I got time.
It's also gotta be noted that Jowp Jose was willingly able to just nuke himself. He had no concern for dying. He's like, I can do it.
The bomb is real.
He didn't like successfully get it off, but he was willing to.
He's like, yeah, I can eat that.
Yeah, he has insane regen. Yeah.
Well, that is the thing. Do you think he could eat it? It's a different conversation. If you think he can eat the nuke.
What's the thing is like,
because if Jose can eat the nuke, then that changes the scaling of Jowp.
Jose can eat the nuke a lot better than Eduardo can.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, if you can just get Eduardo like near him, is the nuke coming straight onto him?
No, it's in him.
Sorry, it's in his mouth. That's right.
I think it's from inside. I would say personally, I do think he could, because
I think potentially
the ghouls have a level of regeneration, and so does Super Soldier Serum, because he has Deathstroke Super Soldier, not like Captain America.
No, yeah.
I think he should be able to regenerate from that.
I think it depends where you scale the ghouls, because
doesn't he also have augmentations too? You gave him augmentations, right?
I don't believe so.
I thought you gave him augmentations. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was just thinking, like, it depends, like, where you scale the ghouls. I think Jose barely survives. It's like when Merum got nuked. Like, he was still alive, but he was, like, in critical condition.
Yeah, but Eduardo's dead.
I don't think
different kind of nuke, though.
Yeah, I know it is, but I don't think Jose's, like, eating it, but he's, like, He's not like walking off like yeah.
No,
I ate that
yeah.
hoe.
When I said like, I think he could survive it. I don't think he's like, 'twas a scratch.
Twas a
Like,
scratch.
like no.
He's
Like,
like, I'm sorry, did a butterfly land on me? I know.
He's
like I think he will like
He's debilitated. He's
down.
permanently debilitated. But like,
I wouldn't say permanently.
He's-
I think
At least, like,
he has
he's-
regeneration. He would regenerate
for a
just
while.
eventually.
For a while, he'd be debilitated.
I'm not saying he would like instantly regenerate from it, but I just think he would recover from it.
Eventually, yeah.
Given time,
So,
maybe like a couple days.
do the two
he'd be
stack
done.
or do they multiply?
They multiply.
That's
They
the
mul-
thing
why
is
they
like because like
multiply?
okay because if it was just like Ghoul on top of Super Soldier, you can make a case, but I don't think so. But they multiply. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's eating that all day every day.
To be honest, I don't know why we're talking about this because no matter what, or
This one
I
we're
think
sucking up. We're
we're
sucking up
talking
Jose.
more about
Like,
Jowp
Jose's
X.
so
Yeah, we're trying to scale
wait,
up to
we're
Jowp
talking-
X.
Jose real
We're
quick.
setting up like round 2 Jose.
Yeah.
But round 2 Jose's gonna have a
I
tough
mean,
match. He's gonna have a
Yeah,
tough
he
match.
doesn't matter who he fights. It's a real battle.
Possibly is the most unfortunate matchup here right here because
yeah.
Gojo Gabe versus Doctor Strange Tyler. Two guys who I could see going to the finals.
Yeah.
Given the sides of the bracket they're on here. But yeah, let's just get into this one real quick. What do you got here?
Me and
boys?
Tyler were actually debating this because Tyler.
We spent like 30 minutes talking. I was like looking up like how like the scaling of Gojo and of Doctor Strange, and I was like, oh, what continuity Doctor Strange are we taking? And I was like,
It's tough.
but
It's tough.
it's really tough. It's really tough. And it's
I want to go Gojo Gabe on this one, only because like I know Doctor Strange could potentially get past Infinity, but it's up to you to decide how
Like, how, though?
how do you think it?
I had a genuine question. So, can he knock someone into the mirror dimension without touching them?
He'd have to touch their like astral body, I believe.
So could he do that to Gojo, or could he infinitely? Because like I think if he could
knocking
get
someone into the mirror dimension is more of an MCU thing. Like he can do it in the comics, right? But it's like the MCU plays that more differently than the comics.
because like in MCU he has
yeah.
like complete control basically over the mirror dimension.
yeah, but even then, what would that do? He can't even beat Spiderman in there.
That's what I said. Yeah, you can't even be Spider-Man that you mentioned.
You think
and
you're
then
gonna be someone stronger
also
than Spider-Man?
does he have the time stone too or no? Because he can
does,
he can make like a
in
time
this scenario
loop.
he does.
Yeah,
like,
he can
this
go-
time
So could he
zone.
like make a time loop potentially and then work
and then what,
the-
keep trying?
keep trying until something works?
I mean,
I guess you could. You could try, but I don't. At that point, I just think that's a
a reach,
mental.
it's a
that's a
reach.
mental fight there with you.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
have the ability to keep fighting over and over?
keep dying over and over.
Yeah.
I think in this situation I might.
You think
Be
you're
able
that
to.
willing to win round 1?
I don't
It is
know.
do or die.
I mean,
guess,
it's,
but,
it's do or die, and I'm not gonna lie. I want to fight y'all in general now. There's like sometimes like, I'm just like I just want to not box, but like I want to fight y'all.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like on a good day, then yeah, I think I do have the mental fortitude to do that.
I think there might be like some hacks Doctor Strange could do. Just like I haven't done enough research to like
Yeah.
deep dive. Like, oh, Doctor Strange can do this. He can get bypass Affinity.
And I know he gets pretty nutty for some of his stuff.
Yeah, he does.
Just
He
from
gets
what I see on
upset.
TikTok. But I was thinking because I don't know how high he would scale. So like Sorcerer Supreme is like safe assumption. He's in the like, Illuminati.
Yeah.
And I'm like, does he have like what's it called? The Darkhold? Like the book?
The Darkhold? Well, the
Yeah.
Darkhold isn't like a Doctor Strange thing. It's like more of a Dormammu.
Dormammu thing. Yeah, but
So no.
because I was just thinking about like because
if you're
most
in
of my
the
experience
Illuminati,
comes from
the MCU.
The MCU, yeah.
Yeah. Well, in this, like, you're in the Illuminati here, so you're a good Doctor Strange. You wouldn't have the Darkhold unless you're just holding it away from
Yeah.
Dormammu,
Yeah.
right? Even then, you wouldn't use it.
I wouldn't use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was just like trying to think of ways that Doctor Strange, Tyler, because this is another toss-up. I think it's just like, could Doctor Strange get past Gojo's hacks?
And that's it.
That's the
the
whole
question
argument.
here.
Because like, do I have a question that Doctor Strange can hurt Gojo? No, I don't have a question he can hurt him. But can he get past those hacks?
And
to hurt?
that's up to y'all to decide. Like maybe do your research. Can he get past Affinity? I don't know.
Yeah, that is up to you guys. I think I'm leaning towards Gojo Gabe here, mainly because, like, I just think... I don't
hacks,
think Doctor
yeah.
Strange has anything to get past Infinity.
Affinity. Yeah.
It's really tough. The only way I know to get past Infinity is having infinite speed, and Doctor Strange doesn't have anything of infinite speed to combat that.
I did see something when I was researching. I don't remember because it's been like 3 weeks or however long it was.
Yeah,
since
it was a
this.
while where we just
So it's like
debated it.
I was looking up like how high Doctor Strange scales, and there was something to do with like infinite something. And I was like, I don't know if this would directly apply because again, I don't know how high I scale because like that was like him doing like at his peak doing something.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't want to like give myself the advantage like later on when I have Superman, I'm not like cosmic armor Superman or whatever. Like that's
Yeah.
that's not fair to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's like I don't want to take him at his peak, but I also don't want to be like he's like street level magic.
MCU.
Yeah, like MCU Doctor
Yeah.
Strange. It's like I want to like make this fair, but I don't know. It's just a matter of can he get past that hack.
That's the thing about Doctor Strange. Like, comic book Doctor Strange scales pretty high. Like, he's a pretty strong character, but like some of his absurd feats are like he's holding some mystical
item or
artifact
something.
Yeah, exactly.
that boosts him.
And then plus Gojo has the 6 eyes. What's called 6 eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it doesn't use curse, or it doesn't like consume it to make his. What is it? It's like his infinite stamina, basically, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Because like he doesn't when he uses curse energy like techniques, he doesn't use curse energy. He just like does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can also like see everything too.
Yeah, you can also like see everything. So it's like those are just some crazy hacks.
And then
it's
another
just
thing, like,
tough.
what are you doing? We put you into domain expansion.
Yeah,
like,
that's literally
what are you
yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
I think you would actually just be mind broke, and even then, you could argue if you do the time loop thing. If I put you in domain expansion, your time loop would just you would probably stop it because you're mind broken.
Yeah. You just stop.
Yeah.
So I think I would just win there.
This is also like I said, it's a toss up. And I'd have to do more research. For now, I think I'm going to go Gojo Gabe until I do a really deep dive into the Doctor Strange to see like how it goes. And also into Gojo to see like the extent of... Because like I know vaguely the infinity and the domain, all that stuff. But like I want to know like... If I'm going to accurately do this, I want to know specifics of like what happens. And I'm sure... Just from what I remember reading from JJK, they do get pretty specific with some things, like curse techniques and stuff like that. So I stopped at like 130, I think. So there's still quite a few chapters where they could have explained something.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could figure it out. But for now, I'm gonna go Gojo Gabe. But that's just like I'm gonna put a pin in it and then come back to it.
It is just a really tough.
That's just a that's a finals matchup. That is a finals matchup. Truly,
That is
like,
that should be a semifinal.
The fact that that's round 1 is really unfortunate for him. So yeah, I guess we all got Gojo Gabe there.
Yeah.
We can go to the next one. We got Tony Stark Eduardo. Tony Stark Eduardo pretty good, right? You got Tony Stark has some good abilities, although Tony Stark Eduardo hasn't quite reached his potential because he has Batman Gabe in that universe.
That's the thing. Like, this is a nerfed Iron Man only because Batman Gabe exists.
Yeah.
And then we got him versus Superman Tyler. So
it's a wash. It's a wash.
Yeah, that one is.
It is a wash.
That one is a wash.
I think a better fight would be Coco Stark Eddy versus Superman.
Yeah,
that would be funny.
That would be
much.
Like it still would be a wash, but it would be a funnier wash. Like Eddie's like putting up more of a fight. I want to just like get past my defense, and I'm like. He's like, oh.
I wouldn't even say it's a wash. I think someone could make an argument. Eddy could make kryptonite out of chocolate. If he can make an arc reactor.
Oh
no, I know Eddie's winning that match.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I
think I would believe if Eddy can make an arc reactor out of chocolate, he can make kryptonite out of chocolate.
Yeah.
So then, I think Coco Stark Eddy would actually win that match.
Then again, it's like you're synthesizing material. Arc reactor is not dependent on the material that it uses.
It's energy though.
It's energy
out of food.
Yeah, but
you can make energy out of metal
all
too.
things have
so
energy.
It's like,
I guess, but like
he's following the law of thermodynamics.
I was just thinking like because at that point
system?
it's pure transmutation.
Yeah, he's following the laws of thermodynamics.
Yeah, so it's like you can make an arc. It makes more sense to make an arc reactor out of chocolate. It doesn't make kryptonite out of chocolate. Like,
as funny as that sounds,
it does make more sense. It's more probable that happens.
Kryptonite's not really a crystal.
I think it's even
a rock, but alright.
Well, I didn't say crystal.
Oh, I thought you did.
I said it into kryptonite. So you're transmuting chocolate into a whole like
because it is
an element on Earth.
I feel like
I
feel like he already was an alchemist. I feel like Coco Stark Eddy's in the wrong show. He was in Full Metal Alchemist. He was like Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
And he's like Full Metal Alchemist. And he's like Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal
He's like.
Yeah, that gives a third.
But yeah, that's a pretty good wash.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could make an argument if Tony Stark Eduardo had gotten to his full potential, he could have made a run in it because he could make maybe a Superman Buster suit.
Yeah, something. But then again, like, how strong could the Superman Buster be?
Yeah, never know.
It's like
never know.
He never even got to that level.
It's also a matter of like what Superman we're taking. We're taking like he can jump instead of fly. Like, we're obviously not because like Superman when he's first introduced couldn't fly.
Well, you flew in this hypothetical.
I did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you were flying.
But I was saying like it really just depends because Superman he has so many writers with him. He's been through so much stuff. It's like you gotta pick the one that you want to follow. You can't just say like, okay, we'll just give him like the best feats and then
like what Death Battle does. You don't want to do that.
You don't want to like take him at their peak. Like we're not going Archie Sonic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think when we talked about it, because like you were looking up feats with Superman, you said like he can do that. I'm like, dude, that's like pre-crisis Superman. You're post-crisis. You're not a pre-crisis Superman.
Yeah. No, it's just like it really just depends on where I'm put, like which Superman I'm put into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But enough on that one. We can get to this one. This next one.
I love this one. This is so funny.
It's just a hilarious matchup.
Okay, I want you, before he says, mind you, when he made this list, it was 100% random.
Right,
it was completely random, and these two had to go around at round 1. I think that's hilarious.
I feel like you guys should know it's round 1 because we wouldn't, or random, because we would not have made Gojo, Gabe versus Doctor Strange, Tyler.
No, that's a finals.
That's
That's
a finals
at the
matchup.
very least.
We would have
semifinals.
separated them at least. We
like
would
same
have-
side, but they got to be like opposite
Yeah.
seeds.
Yeah, so this next one we got Throat Goat Jose versus the Pleasure God Disciple.
God,
It is something.
it's a very fun matchup.
And I don't really know much about Throat Goat Jose other than I just know he like sucked off the candy canes and made them weapons.
Yeah, not only did he did
like-
it was like a pico thing. He broke it, they threw it, and then he turned it into a scythe.
He got it and was like, and like this had it like already.
Like
Like,
crazy.
Like it was crazy.
That man, he's the throat go for a reason. Not only that, he has like an echolocation. He's like, oh! Like he knows where everything is.
Hey, Throat Goat Jose does have some crazy feats, but I mean, all the same though, the Pleasure God Disciple just scale pretty highly. You're talking about the Blood God episode. These are some tough guys here.
It was like we mentioned earlier. Like, even though Eduardo himself is weak, he's still like.
Yeah.
Is at a certain level of like AP and durability and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like
true. I mean, some might say that Jose could like unhinge a jaw and just suck up good. Like,
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
maybe he pulls like a gluttony from Full Metal Alchemist and just like absorbs him.
Yeah,
Well,
he could. And there's even an argument that in the fight with the Pleasure God Disciple Gabe and Disease God Disciple Deven, when we fought Eduardo, Deven was carrying the fight. We've established that Deven was the carrier in the fight because I had not experienced in it, and I was also holding back in the fight. So you could say I wasn't even really half of Eduardo. It was more like Deven took up a higher percentage.
I think yours is like it's very situational. I think
And not
'cause
even-
theirs is more geared towards like PvP. Yours is like I'm gonna fight you.
But that's the thing. Okay, he wasn't doing all that. But I think like mean game abilities are just like hacks based abilities that Eduardo just could not deal with.
Yeah, but I just thought this fight was funny because it's like
Who's gonna pleasure you better?
I was gonna say like I was gonna preface like I don't think about this like normally. There's just for this fight like y'all pleasure each other and it's like who comes first?
Who comes first? Who's coming first? And then
Hey, leave an answer down in the comments. Who do you think is coming first?
Who is coming first? Pleasure God Game?
Put your answers down below, bro.
Cause like that's what I was thinking. I was like, if Jose's that good, he's gotta be like good, but then like you're the pleasure god.
He's
You're
the pleasure
good.
god.
So it's like y'all are just like it's like.
But you
come on,
saw
I know you want to come. I know you want to come. It's
But
like,
you see the feet. He Pico saved done.
I'm like, I'm not coming yet.
but it's also the fact is like, cause in this like thought that I had, it's like y'all are pleasuring each other. So it's like not only are you having to like take it, you have to give it too. Like you can't even like. Okay, don't come to it. You're like, don't come.
They're literally 69ing each other. There's no more ball.
It's just whoever comes first
It's
loses.
literally who's coming first.
That's why this match is so funny in my opinion. It's just whoever comes first loses.
God.
Hopefully you guys didn't leave after that conversation.
Keep watching, there's more.
All right, next matchup here. We got Rogue Deven versus Edpa Loompa.
This is a matchup where I hate because I think Rogue Deven put him like in a different like bracket.
Yeah.
He could go crazy.
He could go crazy, especially if I start stacking powers. This is so happen. I'm finding someone who doesn't really have powers, but he has an army behind him.
Yeah. Basically, you could be doing what like Mike did in DD Pressure.
Yeah.
You could do that. I
This-
mean, you
this
guys don't know
accumulate.
about that, but like,
Yeah.
I'm mainly talking to Devin here. Like, what Mike did,
Well, I mean,
you could have
I
done,
could've
it.
done that.
Crazy.
Maybe
I
if
mean-
you guys become tier 3 subs.
This is another one. This is another make or break for my bracket because I do have like regardless like of Aurora's winning of his army. I think I still have like, a higher chance of winning because like, I'm still Rogue. Like
Yeah.
Rogue still has the powers and abilities. But like, I think I could have gone crazier if I was put on another side of a bracket.
For sure. Like, imagine Rogue Devin versus Superman Tyler.
Yeah.
Like, or Doctor Strange Tyler round 1.
Yeah,
What happens?
arguments could be made. This is like it's a matter like, do you think the Oompa Loompas could like overwhelm me? Who knows?
See,
How many Oompa Loompas does he have?
I don't know. I don't.
I think he's just an army. He's
an army.
But then it's like you also have to think like with prep time, Oompa Loompas go crazy. They can do some crazy things. So
They've
it's like
created some crazy stuff.
so it's like all they have to do is hold Devin off long enough to make a counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, because Deven can wipe him easy. Like,
Yeah,
in a
I'm-
one-on-one, you're wiping every one of them easy. And even one-on-one against Eduardo, you're wiping him. But it's like, can he hold you off long enough to make a counter for you? You know? Or like, even like, okay, you know what? Fuck it, you're going in the TV show. And you're in the TV show now. And it's like, you're not there anymore. So like, I would consider that a loss. Because you
They
can't.
hit you a control freak move.
Yeah.
Control, yeah, true. So yeah, I think
Because that's what happened. She was in the monitor.
Wait, someone in
The
Wonka?
Johnny Depp Willy Wonka.
Oh,
There was the girl,
Yeah.
and they zapped her into the computer, or the guy zapped him in the computer screen.
so. This is a 50-50. Not like it's a 50-50, like between like who do you think is winning first? Like, do you think I'm getting to Eduardo first before like those
This is
Loompas are
like a
like
pure
master
stamina.
building?
This is like a pure stamina. It's like, can you last long enough to stop them?
And I think in a proper world, I think I am. I think I'm bodying most of the Oompa Loompas. They're not winning. I'm going to Eduardo. I'm choking him, and then he's dead.
Like, that being said, I will say that Rogue Deven would still win this matchup. However, I did want to make that argument of like they could make a counter for because as objective as possible, they could hold him off long enough to make. Because it also depends on like, is an army like 100 or is it like 100,000? That's a big difference, you know. If it's 100,000, I think Oompa Loompas might take that one.
Maybe, because you could say he just sends maybe 50k at Deven. That'll hold him off while the other 50k
For long.
Yeah, there's our master building.
Yeah, like they're crazy. Like
So.
Oompa Loompas scale pretty high intelligence-wise.
When we make the this is all if we make the actual video. If we make the video, we're gonna talk to Eduardo. We're gonna discuss how many Oompa Loompas we think is reasonable for him to have.
We have to rewatch where it came up from too.
Well, it came from
it came from a
Eddy.
Discord conversation. It was no episode for this.
Yeah.
So we'd have to. I think the proper reaction is we can go into the Willy Wonka lore and see how many Oompa Loompas were present, and then we just say that's how many Eduardo could have.
I know.
I mean, where this battle took
like tens of thousands.
Well, where this battle took place is where the Chocolate River was. Like, you know, the Chocolate River the fat kid fell in.
Are you like in the warehouse?
We are in.
Because if you're in the warehouse, you're probably losing that one.
We are in the chocolate factory, but where the battle took place is we were in that little area where the Chocolate River was.
Oh, so you're in the candy area.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the candy
Okay,
area.
that changed. I didn't know that.
Even though
because
that's-
I think I might give the advantage to Oompa Loompas because that's their home turf. They don't. I thought it was like drop them in a field and they have to like go get.
No,
them.
I'm saying in the context of the hypothetical, that's where they.
That's
were.
where it was, and
not talking
what
about
gave
this
what gave Eduardo the edge was for some reason he could talk their language and he just coerced them for them to work with him. So I think this depends like how many Oompa Loompas are really giving Eduardo.
Yeah. I think it's fair that considering this not even just this matchup, this bracket is tough. I think if we find an answer to how many Oompa Loompas are present in the Willy Wonka, we just give them all of them. I think it might be a little fair.
Yeah,
Maybe
so if
unfair
they-
depending on the number.
But it is gonna be an estimation. There's no guaranteed. Like
Yeah.
We're counting
exactly 575,000.
I counted from every.
I'm about to say
frame.
we're at the rewatch. So Willy Wonka, we're about to count every Oompa Loompa.
And also,
Oh, yeah.
are we taking like 70s Willy Wonka or 60s Willy Wonka? Or are we taking like?
We're doing a
Johnny
newer
Depp?
movie. It was the
Okay.
newer movie.
Okay.
Oh, the
'Cause-
intern behind the camera said he will watch the episode and count every single Oompa Loompa individually.
It's-
You're
frame,
watching
every
every frame. You're gonna go frame by frame of the movie, right?
yeah.
He-
He can differentiate
Fucking
between
cracked.
the actors.
He is cracked.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
that's why we pay him.
yeah, and maybe the Oompa Loompas can do more than I expect. I don't scale Oompa Loompas, so maybe
Oh
they're
no,
crazy.
because that's why I asked. We're taking the Gene Wilder. We're taking the Johnny Depp.
Or is it Johnny Depp?
Because
Yeah,
like
Johnny
Gene
Depp.
Wilder, they don't scale that high. They're just like kind of people. I mean, they did make like levitation bubbles basically, but like
Maybe.
that was like other scientists coming in and doing things there. It was like a he would have people come in and do things, and they kind of just like were the laborers.
Oh.
But the Oompa Loompas, like that, I forget his name, but it's like the older midget that plays. I guess I can't say that. The older short person that plays the head Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
He is like insane because he has clones of himself, and he is like super intelligent. And he's the one that makes all the technology and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
they're
it's, like,
intelligent.
It's pretty crazy.
Their durability ain't die.
Well, that's why I asked to like delineate between the two movies because the old ones, they're not intelligent. They kind of just follow orders. But in the new ones,
They're
like
intelligent. Their technology's
they are
insane.
intelligent. They are like peak intelligence.
So it's a time battle.
Yeah, it literally comes down to how many Oompa Loompas are present in the Johnny Depp movie.
All right, so let's go to the next one. We got Spiderman Tyler versus Gambit Eduardo. 2 Marvel matchups here.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking here?
So I don't know how high Gambit scales.
I don't even know when does Gambit Award even pop up?
Gambit Eduardo is from the X-Men one. We're Rogue the same.
Oh
with
yeah,
Rogue
we're okay. And this is the
Professor
Genie.
X Gabe.
And this is the Genie Tyler. Then the Genie.
Yeah, the street level wish.
with Spiderman. Yeah.
I mean,
This is a toughie.
I don't know.
I just don't know how Gambit scales. I know he's pretty
hear me
crazy.
out. Hear me out. I think Eduardo might win this because not only is Eduardo super lucky, he has a Gambit luck on him.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's a stack.
It's a stack. Like y'all don't know how lucky this man Eduardo is. He ate the luck like fruit, man. He's insane.
It will run out eventually. There's gonna be times where like the luck doesn't work.
At the end of the day, Gambit is just a guy, right? Spider-Man does have strength, and he had this.
He's
pretty
just
high
a guy.
strength.
I would say he's just a guy.
I mean, he's
Strength-wise,
basically
he is.
Strength-wise,
He's an
yeah.
athletic guy, but he doesn't have like super strength or
I
anything.
think he has superhuman strength. I think
think
all
so.
of them.
I mean, yeah, like all mutants have
Yeah,
like
I
a
think
level
They have a
to it,
certain
but it's
level of
nothing,
strength, but it's not like
nothing
Spider-Man.
insane.
Oh yeah, I know
Spider-Man's
Spider-Man
like-
Chesty. I know.
Yeah. But then it's like it's also he does have the Spidey sense. So like, how fast can Gambit get his attacks out?
Yeah.
So it's like are we talking like he can just wide array and I literally cannot dodge it, or is it like
No,
Then that would he could just like throw a deck of cards out and his luck would RNG and some of them would hit you.
some of them would hit
hit
me?
you,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then it's like how powerful are the explosions?
he controls it. He controls
Like,
it.
is it enough to like
Knock
take
you out.
down Spider-Man? Because Spider-Man has
I
pretty
would
high
say it
durability
is.
too.
Yeah.
Let me not one tap you, but enough of those explosions it's definitely taking out Spider-Man.
But it's
Also,
also
he
also,
knocks
like,
you on your back, gets the breath out of you, and he comes down, staffs you, and like pounds you in the ground with the staff.
yeah,
Might take you out.
but my thing is like Spidey sense. I don't know how
yeah, I think
how
Spidey
much
sense
the
saved
Spidey
me.
sense is going off. You know, how much I can avoid, because it is the luck aspect you have to think about too.
True.
So it's like,
Yeah.
could his luck bypass the Spidey sense for everything?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Spider-Man Tyler here because I like as much as I want to be like his luck is crazy, it is, but like there's only so much you can do when the matchup is just
Literally has
enough.
effectively precog. It's like you can't really do
Yeah, you can't
anything.
really do that against
That's a
precog.
tough thing to fight.
And at that point, like Tyler would just speed blitz him too, and just
Yeah, he
destroy
could.
him.
I think that'd be funny in a universe where like Eduardo like throws like a bunch of marbles on the ground and then Tyler like,
Literally again, it's like, but then I guess like you can get lucky in that the web slips or I let go. It's like
Yeah.
that's the thing is like I really only need one hit.
Yeah,
I need
Yeah.
one hit and it's done. But it's like,
Pretty much.
can I get that one hit without
Because-
being taken out?
because like, you gotta also think about this. It's not just a Spider-Man versus Gambit thing. This is Spider-Man Tyler versus like he's not Peter Parker.
Yeah,
Tyler's
Tyler is
going
not
for the
Peter
win
Parker.
here. Tyler's going for the win here. He's
I'm
not
not going
going.
back.
Let me knock him out. Tyler's like he's dying.
yeah, I would've-
And it's also Gambit Eduardo, and I know Gambit is. Yeah, I don't know his exact personality, but I know like just from what I remember from like the old X-Men show I used to watch, and like just a couple things I've seen online. It's like he does kind of have like a not win at all costs, but like a
he
it's hard
doesn't
to-
he
his
doesn't play
personality.
fair.
He doesn't play fair.
He's
Yeah.
going to
That's what
win.
I'm saying. It's like he does what he needs to do to win.
Yeah.
But it's also Eduardo. So
Yeah,
it's
Gambit's
like,
a way better fighter than Eduardo.
Exactly.
He
also
is a way
take
better-
this
because you
into
said like
account.
you said that he could throw that and like come out with staff. It's like you really think Eduardo's gonna jump up with his staff and like
I mean, in the life
Like,
or
I don't
death
think so.
battle, Eduardo might.
That's why I said he could. I'm not
no,
saying
but
he
like
would.
I think like Eduardo wouldn't come down with a staff like this. He'd probably like try to hit me. And I'm just like and it just like breaks on my arm. It's like
The staff wouldn't break,
Yeah.
but
well like
Yeah,
bend.
whatever,
It would like.
it wouldn't bend either.
How strong is the
It would just
staff?
explode because he would imbue it.
Oh,
with
he didn't
his-
view it. Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah, I don't know.
He
At this
blows
point, it's just a luck versus Spidey sense.
Yeah,
'Cause I just need
just-
one hit. I just need one hit and it's over.
This is one of the fights where I'm just taking like the personality into account, and I'm thinking Spider-Man Tyler is just not playing games with Gambit Eduardo. I think
He's not
Spider-Man
playing.
Tyler thinks Gambit Eduardo is a wild card, and he doesn't want to play that.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to play poker with a wild card here.
Yep.
So I think he's just gonna take him out, nip him out as fast as he can.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm going Spider-Man Tyler here.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Next we got Batman Deven versus Ginyu Gabe. Interesting matchup here. I think me and Deven were talking about this in a little bit.
It's such a funny thing that Batman and me look at Ginyu Gabe like, I see. Well, you gotta see me. You gotta see me.
So my thing is, it's just prep time at that point. Or like, does Deven know how Ginyu Gabe's powers work, and can he like trap him in something weak?
In this whole bracket thing, what
They just drop
like
him in.
what like the whole like concept of this bracket is everyone is dropped in. They are told who they're fighting, and that's it. They're not like there's
They don't
no
know
knowledge
powers or
beforehand.
like that, yeah.
There's no knowledge beforehand. It's just when you're dropped in, you are told who they are, so you know who they are.
Just the name.
But that's
like,
it.
That's it. Okay.
You're told who they are and their powers, so you know about.
But not
them.
like an in-depth analysis
yeah,
of powers.
not
Just
like this is
like-
this is his powers. This is when he was born. Like
Yeah.
like nothing crazy.
You're not getting
Just,
his whole like.
it's a surface level of
family.
like this. Here's like a doc sheet of like, say like they're in like a blue lock or not blue lock. Say they're like Hunger Games thing. They're in the meeting room. It's like here's the file on the guy you're fighting. It's like okay, and then you
Okay.
go in and fight him.
Okay. It is Dragon Ball. That's something to take into account. It is Dragon Ball. He's the head of the Ginyu Force, really strong. But it's like, if he tries to change places and then Batman Gabe could find a way to like...
I don't even know why I would want to change places. I feel like Ginyu's just stronger than Batman. There's no reason I would want to change bodies with him.
I don't know. It's just a matter of like, could he get him to that point? Because
I'm trying to
think of like a win con for him. You know what I mean? And the only win con I could think of would be like if Deven could get you to change places with someone, then it's over.
Yeah, but I don't see why I would do that. And like, it's also me, right? It's not Eduardo. It's Gabe in this mind. I'll be like, Batman ain't stronger than me. Like, who am I switching with?
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, I was trying to think like, what is the win con for Batman?
Because Batman does fight Superman.
Yeah, but Superman has weaknesses.
Yeah, I was like, Ginyu doesn't have a weakness for Batman to exploit. I don't know me. I don't think I'm strong to exploit anything that Ginyu has.
Then again, I remember like the Batman Deven, like I think it's established with prep time you can achieve almost anything. So it's like
if I had prep, I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't have prep time.
But he does have enough prep time like to kind of figure things out.
Yeah, but Ginyu doesn't have any exploitable weaknesses for me to have a win con.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, before we finish this up, we'll just go to intermission. Well, we only have one more matchup here. We just got the what is this? Asmodeus Fareed versus Jowp Eduardo.
That is Xenon's character.
So, do you guys want to explain Xenon's character? Because I don't really know anything about.
He is a sniper.
He's a octopus fishman who snipes people.
But he does have basic observation hockey.
So I'm thinking we don't think he has a shot here. Is what we're saying.
We do not. That's why I said like none of our D&D characters have really good matchups.
You have the best shot. You have the best shot.
It's a no hole bar.
50-50.
We're going.
It's going balls to walls. It could be like there's that one and Gojo Gabe's matchup would be the best first round matchups we see.
Yeah. Those are the only two like potential toss ups.
Yeah. Yep.
Not like everything else is a wash, but everything else is like. It's pretty clear who the winner is, you know?
Yeah, there's arguments, but like you have to get over this one glaring weakness.
Yeah, or it's like you have to make this assumption to make this assumption to make this assumption, and then you could say that they could win. You know? But this one, it's a wash.
Yeah, I mean,
let's just say Xenon put his pistol in someone's mouth, shot it, didn't kill him.
That's because you dictated it, and I hate you for that.
Regardless, it happened.
But yeah, we can scale artwork. Like, not only does this man have this ghoul serum, he has like up to 3 shadow clones.
He can also
up to 3. I think he can do more.
He can also
He's shown 3. Or did I limit him?
Yeah, he said I can make up to 2. He said like.
He made himself a limit.
Yeah, he also like I can make as many as Naruto, but I can make up to 2 or 3. Is what he said, which is the statement. And then he also knows the Rasengan for some reason.
Yeah.
He
also
he only used like once.
So I don't remember if he duplicated his house or just made a new house under surveillance.
It was as if he made an illusion. I think.
Yeah, it was an illusion.
The way he worded it is like he made an illusion of a house and he duplicated it as if he has like illusionary powers.
But it worked.
So do with that as you will.
It was under constant surveillance, and I think it was enough to
fool you. It was fooled him.
For us, for like a day, right? Yeah.
But considering how high you scale intelligence-wise in this verse, it's like that's a feat.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was under complete 24/7 nonstop hyper surveillance, and he still managed
somehow
to
did that. Yeah.
It's like that's insane. That is actually insane.
Yeah, I don't know what power that he did it though.
that took him like tunneling underground or something, because that's like the only way. Because I think we established the only place there wasn't a camera was his bathroom. Because I was like, I'm not watching you take a shower. So that means he did all his work in that bathroom.
He was like, watch this. But this me, fat man.
You're giving me too much space.
I was like, my God.
He did it.
What a madman.
What a Chad.
Jowp Eduardo is like a horse. I'm not like rooting for him to win.
Horse?
But no, he's not my horse. But like, he's definitely gonna be some interesting matchups. Or like, I want to see him fight.
I'm gonna be honest.
Eduardo is just he's the most bloodthirsty you're gonna want to get. And Jowp Eduardo wants all the smoke.
I agree with y'all. However, I want you to look at what his next matchup would be.
It's Ginyu Gabe, and to be honest, I think that's a fun matchup.
I think it's a fun matchup too.
It's fun,
Eduardo is bloodthirsty. Ginyu Gabe isn't bloodthirsty, bro. Ginyu Gabe is chilling.
How can Eduardo hurt him?
He's vibing.
How can Eduardo hurt him?
We're not getting into that right now.
Okay, sorry.
It happens. There's still a chance Batman Deven wins. And if Batman Deven wins,
that's a wash. That's a wash. Yeah. Jowp scales higher than Jowp Gabe scales higher than Batman Deven.
And then what is this? The semis or the third round? Right. The third round. Then you got a good matchup there.
Semis, third round. It's the quarters.
Yeah. So all the
quarters would be a good round. Yeah.
the Jowp trios all have top seeds here, and they can potentially run free here, or I think we all chose. Yeah, all the Jowp is won round 1 at least from our decision.
Our decisions, yeah.
Yeah, but unanimously decided they would win all their rounds because
one of them was a 50-50, I think, though. The Deven.
Yeah, but like based on like what I can remember,
Jowp doesn't have Deven.
Yeah.
No, it's the Oh, that was Blood God. Never mind.
Yeah, Blood God. Yeah, after round 2,
I guess technically Dr. Strange Tyler, because that is technically Jowp because that's where he's from. See, he does lose, so.
Yeah, I guess, but like that's not like the Jowp.
But it's not specified as Jowp.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, I don't think any like after the first round, none of the Jowp have like an easy route.
Like, it was literally just matches on the first round.
Yeah, that's crazy that Jowp Gabe would also potentially fight another Dragon Ball character if he won. So that means both me and Eduardo could both be fighting Dragon Ball characters.
Like no matter how it goes, I don't think any of the Jowp characters. Like it's a hard fight for all of them after round 1.
Jose's got the toughest.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be honest with you guys. If you guys let Jose get past round 2, y'all are crazy.
Regardless of who wins that fight,
it's
there.
Dick riding.
Regardless of who wins that fight, it's dick riding.
It's insane, Dicky.
It's insane.
I mean, we still gotta technically go with it, but it's still dumb.
I mean, yeah, it's like, you know, viewers win, viewers vote. We don't.
Yeah, we won't.
We're not gonna veto him or anything. We're not like no. Yeah, if that's what you want, that's what you want, I guess.
True, it would be fun, and I like to see like I want y'all to argue like in the comments, be like, yeah.
I would love that. I would love threads, just like actually, I think that this person should win. I'm actually
hypothetically do the.
I want someone to like put a link, and it's like. I want you to scroll down to the 19th paragraph, and I want you to look at that and see what that says, and then tell me who still wins. It's like, come on.
Boy Meets World Jose is technically universal.
They post a clip from one of the episodes. Yeah. It's like they clip it. They're like, I want you to look at this and really tell me that Gambit Eduardo loses. It's like,
I want like secretly Allie's like a secret power scale. She's like a closet power scaler. She's like, all right, let's go, guys. She gets like a whole paragraph in the comment section. She's like, I can't believe you ingrates said this guy would win.
She's like, all right. Match 1. Just like, every match.
She like writes a whole essay
per match. She's like, I would, yeah.
Yeah, I would read it.
I would honestly read it.
Only because like I'm into power scaling and all that.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
So I wish I was better at it.
I mean, yeah, I used to be into it. Me and Deven used to be into it when we were younger.
Do you think death battles had a thing to do with that? Because of how popular they were back then.
I would say for me a little bit.
I'd say a little bit, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I love watching death battles.
I watched Death Battle heavy when I was younger.
Yeah. When I was younger, I used to be like, it is interesting to see what would happen between this fictional person versus this.
But then I grew up and I was like, oh wow, they kind of just are biased sometimes.
Yeah, and they also suck because they do things that like they shouldn't be doing, like taking comic book characters and be like, oh, but you only get one iteration of this character. Like, how's that fair? It's kind of weird. Yeah,
I still watch them to this day because I'm curious to like what they say. And like sometimes I just turn my brain off. I just want to see a fight. I just want to see these two characters interact with one another.
I love what they do at the end, just like the actual like fight going on.
Yeah,
that's so fun in my opinion.
Yeah, it's fun.
At the end of the day, even if their decisions are wrong and like the feats they choose are like not fair to choose, they're still correct feats most of the time. Sometimes they're wrong, so it's still information to learn. Be like, oh yeah, Link did do this one thing. That's kind of cool. It does teach you some new things, even if not all of them are correct.
Yeah, agreed.
So I think there is still something to be had with death battles.
That's why I love like just power scaling in general. It's just so fun. Because I'm a nerd, so like I love seeing like all this like applying science to where science shouldn't really apply, and it's just taking that and it's just so like, I can watch power scaling videos for hours on end without stop. It's just that's why I have like on TikTok there was a point where every video was a power scaling video, and I was like I just stopped. I was like okay, let's like some like Reddit Subway Surfer so I can start getting something else on my For You page. That's all I got was power scaling, which I loved it, but it's like.
You want something?
I want something different. It's like I don't want to see someone scale Doom guy. It's cool scaling Doom guy. I don't want to see him scale. I don't want to see him scale to 6th dimensional for the 9th time today. Like it gets tedious. Like okay, and it's funny because like I would see so many contradictory things. It's like actually he didn't do this. I never played Doom in my life. I'm like he didn't actually do this. He actually did this, and that caused him to scale this. So you got the right conclusion, but you did it the wrong way. So you're dumb.
I know game scaling is really hard to do because there's so many different continuities and there's so many different factors because a lot of games like Halo have also books that you can take into account because they're kind of canon, sometimes they're not. So I know like people that do game scaling, you have to be really like knowledgeable what you're doing.
Of everything,
otherwise you will make mistakes. Yeah. That's why people say game scaling is harder than like other scaling, which is why a lot of people don't do it.
Yeah. Not easy.
But yeah, like I don't even know what I was gonna say. It's gonna be something about like I still do kind of enjoy like watching and listening to power scaling. I don't power scale like I used to, like in quotes. But like I still do enjoy watching it sometimes. I don't like the stigma that it has where like, people are like power scalers are dumb because they say certain. I'm like, you're taking the dumb people and be like they represent all of power skills, which is so unfair to do.
It's so dumb, and I hate seeing power scaling get such a bad rap because like there are the idiots who, like
but that's every community though.
We all have our toxic fandoms the loud majority, minority. I mean,
you can't just take someone and be like that represents your whole group. Like you can do that for literally anything. The most wholesome group ever, you can find one person in their group who's like makes them look bad.
Yeah,
it's not a fair comparison.
Yeah,
like the one dude who went viral, he was talking about Bleach in Dragon Ball, right? I don't know if you've seen this guy. He was like
the spiritual pressure.
And, he was like, most people would say Ichigo would lose to Goku because Goku can blow up planets, and that's all that matters. Like, that is not what power scalers think. That's what the bare bones power scalers think. There is way more.
There's more that goes into it.
Yeah, they're not just like, well, his AP is higher, therefore this. Like, no. The other guy was like, there's these people would think Mike Tyson would like beat someone with a gun just because he has higher AP. I'm like, no, they wouldn't.
That's certain people.
Yeah, like other people, they have the common sense to take context into things.
Yeah. My favorite thing about power scaling is that's like, I could say like, oh, Goku punch rock or punch planet, he's beating anyone. But my favorite part is like the narrative behind it, like taking these characters in character. What are they doing? Like it's just fun writing certain narratives because like certain characters think a certain way. Like Goku can punch a planet to death, but like certain people can beat Coco or maybe manipulate Goku just like how he is or how naive he can be.
Well, to kind of go off that, like it's also very situational. Like what happens, like when Ultra Instinct first came out, it's like he does have this feat, but if he was in a regular fight with someone that's not on Jiren's level, could he achieve Ultra Instinct at that point? No.
So it's like he's losing, he would.
Yeah,
but it's like that's a different
argument.
If they're like really like equal or even slightly below Goku, he wouldn't reach that point of getting to Ultra Instinct. He had that because he had to.
Yeah.
So it's like at that point, I mean, now in the manga it's different, but it's like at that point in the anime, it's that'd be a lazy argument, in my opinion, to say, oh yeah, he just gets Ultra Instinct. Does he? Because that's at his peak, but it's like, can this person push him to that point?
Well, that was just like that's just the introduction of MUI. You could have said the same thing back when Super Saiyan first came.
Well, exactly.
Like,
he couldn't get that point.
Yeah, like that's just how it is.
I feel like that would be a lazy argument.
Yeah.
Or it's like Luffy with Gear 5. It's like, can he achieve that every time?
Yeah, we have to see him do it again.
We have to see him do it again on command.
Yeah.
Because the Kaido fight was a whole different beast as to why he got to that point.
I mean, I don't know, man. Me and you watched the Film Red movie.
That's so fucking dumb. That was so dumb. Have you seen the Film Red movie?
I don't know, man.
I don't want to say anything. I don't want to get into spoilers.
No, I planned on watching Film Red eventually, and then I was told it was a musical, so I changed my mind. I don't want to watch Film Red anymore.
There's a lot of music. It's not a musical.
That's just what I was told, so I'm probably not gonna watch it. You can talk about it. I don't really care.
Well,
it's also,
I don't want to spoil it.
I know that it's only partially canon. Like some lore parts are canon, but the whole movie isn't canon.
Yeah. No, like effectively, Luffy and the crew were in like this dream world, and then Shanks was like on the island in the real world, and they were stuck in the dream world. And the only way to get out is to kill this monster who exists in both worlds. But to kill the monster, you have to attack in both worlds at the same point at the same time. So like, I'd have to attack your elbow in the dream world and the real world in order to hurt your elbow. Otherwise, it doesn't touch you. And then fucking Luffy was going for the final shot. Like Luffy and Shanks, they're doing their combo shot against like the guy, right? And you just see Luffy go like gear 5th, and he's like goes gear 5th, and like punches. And this is like before Wano, and he goes gear 5th, and I'm like.
Yeah, he's
saying that they were like
so
One Piece
dumb.
Red literally spoiled the anime fans.
They did, because he's in Bounce Man, and then you see him go Snake Man, and it's like the music's going, and like his arms moving to the beat, like he's like moving, like Snake does a Snake Man, and then you see him go for the punch, and you see like the hockey coming out. And then it cuts to him and Shanks side by side, and he's gear 5th.
He's a gear 5th.
It's like what the fuck? He's like eyebrows, the hair. He's like,
he's like,
it's like what the fuck are we doing, dog? You just spoil. Like, it's so dumb. They're not even. I'm assuming not even in Wano. I think they're even pre-Zao. Like they're just after Whole Cake because Luffy knows who the Whole Cake people are. Yeah. And the only reason why I say they're just after Whole Cake is because he got their names kind of right. Otherwise, I don't think he would get their names kind of right because it was people that he didn't really interact with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
like Brule, like he was like, "You're Brody," and she's like, "I'm actually Brule."
Yeah,
so that's close enough.
Isn't that Luffy's thing though? Like he doesn't say anyone's name.
No, but it's the fact that they didn't interact that much, and he still somewhat knew their name. Because if it was like after Wano, he'd be like, "Who the fuck are you? Like I don't remember you." He
I
would
don't think
probably
so. I think he would know.
I think he would remember vaguely, but like there's certain people that he didn't interact with, and he said almost their name.
I mean,
I don't know. It's just like I was so mad. I was like, why are we going Gear 5th in this movie? It's so dumb.
They're finding a dream demon. They're finding a dream demon.
Dog, there's no need for him to go Gear 5th.
There actually was. That's my funniest. That's like the funniest thing. Like there was no need. Like Luffy didn't need a power up. They were beating.
They were beating
his ass.
Usopp was beating his ass. Like
they were definitely running the ones. It was funny.
Yeah, it says that Film Red does take place after Wano.
Oh.
So the movie technically comes out after because the anime hasn't even finished Wano.
Really?
So the movie is technically like farther than the anime even is.
Interesting.
I guess I stand corrected.
Yeah.
I can admit when I'm wrong.
Well,
Unlike some people on this podcast.
Unlike some people on this podcast.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name this guy.
yeah, like that guy. Yeah, it was a fun movie. I
mean, it was nice. I love Otto. So it's like her playing Uda was like perfect.
Any chance I get to watch the Straw Hats do things without like other stuff interacting with them, it's fun. It's a fun time.
Well, I even told him one thing why I love like because I haven't really seen that many One Piece movies, but I love the drip that they always come out dripping.
You're so
they
dripped
always got the fits on deck, and it's just so nice. Like they had the drip, and then she was like, "You're villains. You should look like villains." Boop, and like she gave them more drip on top of that, and it's like. That's so clean.
Yeah, they were drippy. They were clean.
I just love it. That's one thing I love about One Piece, the movies. They just always drip out.
Were the fights good?
Yeah,
Toei Animation movie budget usually pretty good.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting because they were in that dream world. So it was kind of interesting at points. Because a lot of their attacks just like wouldn't do anything. Because she's like, oh yeah, you can't like touch me in this dream world.
Yeah. Uda has a very broken dough fruit.
Yeah, she sings, you go to sleep.
Is it better than Dorothy's ability in Black Clover?
Yes, I think it's 1-to-1. It's a 1-to-1 ability.
I would think it's even better because like all you have to do is hear her sing and you fall asleep.
Yeah,
Dorothy just put you there?
I can't remember.
I think she would have to. Doesn't she have to force you into it?
No.
I think she
just puts you there. She just decides you're in it. I'm pretty sure.
It's been a while.
I thought she had to wake up, grab you, and then.
I don't know. The one time I seen her use it, I didn't see the activation of it. You see, like, now you are in this world all of a sudden.
And what's even crazier is that Uda's power works through transponder shells too.
Yeah.
It's as long as you hear her voice singing, then she could go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then she had the Tot Musica, and it just like spawns a demon.
Yeah. But anything in that world, she does. She can do it.
She can do anything. Yeah.
She's like, I don't care if you're Big Mom's top henchman. You got to see me. Yeah. No diff. You got no diff, buddy. It's very interesting.
I think it was a good movie though.
Yeah, I saw Cypher. I don't know why CP9 was there. Are they in the manga afterwards?
Yeah. No, she can just put you there. She doesn't have to do. There's no like cons.
Well,
she just does it.
Okay, so the print scale is pretty relative, but can she do it from other places?
What do you mean, like?
So like if you're across America, I'm like, Gabe, get in here.
What?
I don't know.
Because Uda at one point had roughly 75% of the world under the spell.
Because I'm trying to think of like when Dorothy did it during the like elf arc. Yeah, like I don't think she was nearby when she put those people in her dream world.
Yeah, like I said, like I don't think you see the activation. I think you just like it cuts.
You're
like,
in it.
Yeah, you're in it.
Yeah.
Because usually they just like blink and like, oh, we're in the dream world now.
Yeah.
I just had like massive deja vu for some reason. This conversation.
We've recorded this episode already.
No, it was you saying like you kind of just blink and it happens. And, I don't know. I just got.
Yeah, you're in my dream world right now, Ty. I hate to break it to you.
No, yeah, I'm like actually in a time loop. And
Yeah,
this is like the 9,000th time I've been in this day.
Yeah, remember when you looked in my eyes? I was like, yeah, you looked in my eyes.
I remember you at the movie, you were like, and I was like, no, I just got massive deja vu. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty comparable.
Yeah, Uda single-handedly almost like.
She almost killed 70 to 75% of the world.
And it was growing. Like
it kept growing because they showed the map and it was like, like it was growing.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, we lose. They just sat there like, yeah, I don't know what to do about this. We lost.
Yeah, even the admiral was because you can't kill her because she exists in both worlds too, but you can't attack her in her world.
I mean, you can, but
no, you can't. It doesn't do anything. You cannot attack her in her world.
Well, the thing, in her world, but the thing was like they couldn't kill her because if she died, all the people in that world.
That's what I was getting to. So in the reality, because she was fighting like Fujitoro and like Kizaru. And Shanks at one point too, and they couldn't kill
Shanks
her.
her dad?
Yeah.
Spoiler
It's her
territory.
dad.
I thought it was
It's-
advertised as that.
Well, it's her like adopted dad.
It's still her dad.
Yeah.
I guess.
What are you doing? What is this? It's still her dad.
I guess Whitebeard's Ace's dad too.
It's not the same.
Calls
though.
him Pops.
It's definitely not the same.
All right,
No,
take whatever you want. Either way, it's like they couldn't kill her because if they kill her, then everyone that's already under the spell dies. So it's like
So?
the world government. They had a celestial dragon under the spell. Remember?
That who?
Remember,
a Celestial
Charles?
Dragon.
Well, they did say so because like at a certain point they started just shooting people. The
Yeah,
world,
this is-
the Marines like don't
oh,
care.
yeah, that's the other thing.
Die.
If you're under her spell, she can control you and use your powers.
Yeah.
So it's like in the overworld, it was like everyone was just like going ham on the Marines. And then what would happen is they had these like devices so they couldn't hear her, and they would just like tear it off, and then like now they're under the spell, so then now it's like an infinitely growing army.
So just hockey didn't work? Like normally hockey counters devil fruits, but it's like not for hers. It doesn't do anything?
Because if there was a chance, because she was eating these mushrooms that kept her awake, and she was awake for so long, because she was planning on like starting a new era where there's no sadness. So it's as long as she stays awake, they're under the spell, or not the spell, they're under the effect of the devil fruit. But she was gonna keep staying awake to the point where she died. And she was awake for so long, she was already near death. So any little thing could have like pushed her off the edge.
She just had a beatable army on her side because she had people like the Straw Hats under the sleep, so she had all
The
the
Straw Hats weren't doing anything in the overworld though.
They weren't.
They were
No,
all in the
that's
same
the-
spot.
That wasn't my question though. My question is like, just like, because usually in One Piece, what they say is like hockey's the counter to devil fruits. So hockey just didn't matter here.
Oh no,
like,
it just didn't.
I mean, no
Why
one
does it
did
not
it, but
matter?
they were hockey users there. No one did anything about it.
Luffy was in there using hockey and it did nothing. And then plus, they were still under the spell, and Shanks activated his hockey to scare off the admirals because they're like, okay, yeah, like we're already here, so like let's take her and kill her, or not
kill
kill her,
her.
like take her so she could like stay awake or do whatever, so we could figure out how to get past him. And he activated his hockey point blank, and it didn't do anything. Like didn't cancel the spell or anything like that. As far as I know, it just doesn't counter this spell or this devil fruit, which is crazy.
Yeah, it was absurd. I was watching that movie like, why is this happening? Why is she like this?
guess that shows how good of a writer Oda is.
Yeah, yeah, I guess it does.
Makes his own rules and breaks his rules when he decides to. That's your guys' goat.
It is my goat.
But yeah, but on that note, we had some difficulties. Camera died on us mid episode.
Love to see
Don't really
it.
know what we ended on last time.
I mean, I have no clue.
It was
It's
a while
been-
ago.
It's been a
We kinda-
while.
Yeah, we
It's
kind
been
of
a
left.
while.
We took a thumbnail picture. We left. Got some Wingstop. Came back. A lot happened in between that last
Trying to figure
segment.
out. All right, I was trying to figure out my mic. I was like, how's my mic?
I think we just finished on One Piece.
Yeah, we're
it's
talking about.
probably about One Piece Red. I'm assuming.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I think it's pretty much it, right? Anything else you guys want to bring up in this
I'm
episode?
really excited to see the results because some of those toss-ups.
Yeah. I was hoping Ty was gonna be down here for a little bit longer. He's only here for a week, cause I thought he was gonna be here for at least 2 weeks, so he'd be here for at least one of the results episodes, but he won't be.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunate.
That's fine, though.
That's life.
Is what it is. You'll be here for December when we get to
The
deeper in the
Yeah.
rounds. So those you could even say maybe more interesting.
yeah, because we actually spend time analyzing, like, because not just like it's not. It's once you get past round 2 into round 3, there's not gonna be any washes
Yeah.
It's
for the most part.
It's gonna be a
not.
fun debate.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like
gonna
take
know,
a stance.
Gabe's feet. You think you're so smart? I better see you explain your picks then. You want to act like you're so much better than me. I need some
Well-
explanations.
Some
did?
hostility coming out of here.
I
Coming out
don't think he ever said he was better than you.
I don't know. He's implying that he's better than me, and I don't like those implications.
And
Gabe's
what-
feet, you're mid.
What do you think he like better? How? Just think he's overall just better? I think he might be funnier.
You think Gabe's feet's funnier than me?
He
That your
thinks
take?
he thinks so.
I don't think so. I don't think anyone should think they're not funny. Kind of.
I don't know. The way he was throwing shots at you, he was like, Gabe's not funny.
That's not what he said. He said. What did he say? Something like Gabe was actually funny for once,
Yeah.
meaning I was funny.
No, he said it's times like
What-
this that remind me that Gabe's actually funny.
As
Yes,
if
so
you're never
yeah,
funny.
So I'm funny.
No, he
That's
said
a
it
W.
as
That's a W.
we take the that was a
We
dub.
take those. I don't remember the last time I seen a comment saying Tyler is funny. Devin
The
is
king has
funny.
returned.
I think
The
I'd
king has
rather get
returned.
no comments
They
about.
didn't say you're funny. They just said you returned.
I'm the king. I'm the king, dog. I'm
I
the
don't know
goat.
all that.
I think I'd rather get no comments about me other than someone saying times like this where I forget that Devin's funny. 'Cause at that point, it's just they're just dissing me at that point.
It's a backhanded
He
compliment.
said I'm funny. How is that?
It's a backhanded compliment.
Backhanded what? What's the last word? Compliment. We take those any day.
All right.
Yeah,
You get the compliment sandwich like, oh, your hair looks good. Your mom has cancer.
Go, Meyer, looks good.
I got the fit on. Let's go.
you got that thing on though.
Get that thing on.
But yeah, so we're excited to see what you guys do. I hope at least some of you guys, at the very least, one person goes through and explains their picks and why they.
That'd be really nice. I want a 35-page essay, MLA format, single spaced, Times New Roman, 10-point font, with an intro and a conclusion.
Also, this episode, actually, yeah, because you won't know the results yet by the time this episode's out. Since Gabe's feet, since you're so bold in the comments, put all your choices in episode 1 so we can see how right and wrong you are. What? I don't have any hostility towards Gabe.
I've never seen this man this salty before.
I don't think I've ever seen you this salty, dog.
Let's be honest. I'm not salty. I'm just calling him out because he's the most vocal in the comments.
I'm just saying, when you called Ali out in the comments, you're like, oh, what do you think? And that was it.
Because okay, look, I'm calling out Gabe's feet because he's the most vocal in the comments, not because I don't like him. It's just he's the most vocal. I want to see his choices. He seems to have this arrogant personality of like, ooh, I'm always right type thing. Just observations. It's not like salt or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see if everyone would do it, that'd be cool. If Ali wants to do it as well, Link says make all your decisions, and if you want to also put a reason for why you made the decision, that would be nice. We'd love to see it.
Much appreciated. And
then we can see how right everyone was. Maybe if you guys want to make a whole March Madness bracket and post that, and I don't know how you could post that in the comment section.
I mean, we
maybe
do got
post
a
on the subreddit.
On the subreddit, that's
we got a subreddit.
You can post your bracket there, and maybe we can look at it there. Yeah, it's pretty much up for this episode. This episode is really just dedicated to the bracket, really.
Yeah, most of it, yeah.
And then we're gonna have another video, not an episode. We're gonna have a video, maybe. I think we are gonna do it. Still saying maybe because we don't know.
Yeah,
but I think we will do it.
And I'm assuming that one would come out before this one.
Yeah. So yeah, hope we look forward to it and see what happens. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Deuces.